Whoa, what's up, everybody? Hello. So, there's a lot to talk about with the Alex Jones Tim Pool stuff. It's still going. I put out a video this morning, which is captured kind of the beginning of what went on last night. But today, there's all kinds of new stuff to cover. Tim Pool responded. He's trying to play it cool, but I mean, he kind of lost it a little bit. He's calling Alex a coward and a piece of shit and a betrayer and kind of being disingenuous, in my opinion, pretending like what he did wasn't an attack. And like, what do you expect from Alex? Like, you basically kind of do like what Alex said, like a nanny boo boo, like, oh, your audience left you because you turned on Trump. Like, that's the way it came across. So when you do that, Alex is always going to over respond. That's what he does. He's always going to go overboard. But I figured, well, let's do this. Let's start with the video I put out this morning. That way, for all of you that are kind of out of the loop, we can catch up to what happened today. So I'll put out, let's just go ahead and let's watch the video I put out this morning. It's about 10 minutes, and then we'll get to all the stuff that happened today. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's doing good out there. Links are in the description if you want to support the show. Memberships are always open if you want to support that way. Super chats are open. Sometimes I'll pause the super chats, but most of the time they're open. You can always join the conversation and smash the thumbs up if you can. Let's get to this video I put out this morning, which basically catches us up from yesterday, and then we'll cover what happened today. Okay? Shout out, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good.
You lost your audience, nanny boo boo. And I'm just like, when did you guys become 10-year-olds? I mean, seriously.
If you look at numbers, it's Tim Pool who's way down. It's Tim Pool who wants to see other people have numbers that are low. After it was discovered that he secretly met with Benjamin Netanyahu under Chatham House rules.
Well, we got another war brewing, as Tim Pool and Alex are now attacking each other. It all started with Alex making a post on X talking about a possible bug in the X algorithm. Because as of late, his live stream on X all of a sudden was not getting the normal amount of views.
That's why I'm firing the bat signal right now at Elon Musk to find out what the hell's going on X and to correct this problem. We're counting on you, Elon. There is massive censorship happening on X right now. It is taking us from hundreds of thousands or millions of live viewers to a couple thousand. Most people that are flooding us with private messages and emails say they can't even click on it and see the feed. And they can't share it. Normally there'd be hundreds of thousands watching by now. It's a couple thousand at Real Alex Jones and on the backup channel at AJN Live for the Alex Jones Network. This was very shocking, like being hit in the head with a baseball bat, because this is massive suppression. Again, may just be a bug, or maybe somebody's exploiting the change, or maybe this is intentional. I don't know. We got to figure this out.
So as usual, what happens when you mention any sort of viewership issues, the haters come out and remind you that actually the problem is that you just suck. Even the quarter pounder was out there trying to dunk on Alex Jones.
I saw people like the Quartering, who I've had on the show, who I like, but really doesn't like me now because I'm not pro-war, thinks I'm a Qatarian or something, saying, hey, buddy, it's just because your Pakistani bots are asleep. And, everybody hates you now. Oh, you lost your audience, nanny boo boo, stick your head in doo doo. You can't come to the cool kid table in 5th grade. We don't want you at our Howard Lutnick, Jeffrey Epstein table. And I'm just like, when did you guys become 10-year-olds? I mean, seriously. I said, this is probably a bug. It needs to be fixed. I'm drawing attention to it. And you're like, no, everyone just stopped listening to you because you're anti-Iran war and you question Charlie Kirk. And you can go to the comments in there, and I mean, when I say 75%, it's like the majority. They're like, oh, everybody hates you, everybody's tuned out from you, blah, 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 trying to make me feel bad. Oh my goodness, you don't like me now, so I'm gonna give up. It is person after person after person after person after person saying that, no, there's no censorship, no, there's no problem. Look at the Quartering. Maybe the Pakistani bots are asleep. Alex, as a daily viewer, I have personally tuned out since you've been on this "the Jews killed Charlie Kirk" nonsense. I'll tune back in when you come back to your senses. What did my post have to do with Jews? I didn't say the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. That's what most of the internet thinks, and I've looked at all the angles. So I always love the straw men too. Hey, Quartering, I'll give you $10,000. You can give me a clip of me saying the Jews killed Charlie Kirk. 10,000, buddy. Should be real easy. Challenge is there, pal. I love the pretending that I haven't been on air 32 years. Pretending like we don't have tens of billions of views. Pretending like we haven't been #1 for many years running off and on. It's like, oh, Jones has a big audience because Pakistan Pakistani bots are promoting. I'm like a famous Islamophobe. I'm calling for the new crusades, but I'm on the Muslim payroll. I mean, just give me a break. I'm not even mad at you. It's just like ridiculous.
So in the midst of all that, Tim Pool took the opportunity to respond to Alex's issues with this. My honest opinion is that you can't go pro-Trump for 10 years, then Trump critical, and be surprised if your audience drops off.
People like Tim Pool come in and say, oh, well, if you support Trump for 10 years, then you turn against him, what do you expect? And if you look at numbers, it's Tim Pool who's way down. It's Tim Pool who wants to see other people have numbers that are low. After it was discovered that he secretly met with Benjamin Netanyahu under Chatham House rules.
I was invited to a private roundtable meeting with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. It was under what's called Chatham House rules. For those that are not familiar, this means that you cannot reveal anybody who attended, nor attribute anything to any one individual, as they can deny it, and they would.
So I want to ask Tim Pool, did you take any money from Israel or its subsidiaries or any of its front groups or organizations? I tell you what, from now on, Tim, whenever I see you do something creepy or something weird, I'm going to talk about it because, quite frankly, that is just about Tim Pool. I think he's a sociopath. He even brags about the fact that, for him, well, you know what it's all about. So, Tim Pool, I know you've never been my friend. I know you sit there and hope I fall, that you hope I'm not successful. I've been around 32 years before social media. I literally launched the modern anti-globalist movement, and everybody knows it. I had the total deep state come ask me, try to shut me down. You never had that happen, buddy, because you're not important enough for that to happen. And my hardcore fans and base know the truth. He chimed in to try to imply that I don't have viewers or any of the rest of this. There's just a cheap shot because he thinks if he can cut everybody else's head off, he'll rise. So maybe Tim's just dumb and copied what the Israeli bots were putting out, but he does meet with the guy that gives the orders. If you support Israel controlling our government, you support Israel taking over our military with the NDAA, if you support all this garbage, you're not an American. You're a traitor and it's treason. But I'm kind of mad at myself because when the Israeli operation stuff came out with Tim Pool, I'm like, yeah, he's kind of beneath me. He's a little bit swarmy. He acted like he was a friend. I'm just going to stay out of it. And I apologize. I shouldn't have stayed out of it because that's outrageous, absolutely outrageous that Tim Pool meets secretly with the head of a foreign government that's working to have run a coup against our country. So, Tim Pool, you need to answer questions about that, and you need to be forthcoming with the public. That's the bottom line. And it's just this, we cannot tolerate Americans meeting secretly with a foreign government that's openly trying to manipulate our foreign policy and primarying members of Congress and trying to take over our military secrets in the new National Defense Authorization Act. And all I know is Tim Pool follows the exact Israeli talking points. So even if he's not taking money, he is following their talking points. When I see Tim Pool putting on Israeli talking points against me, it's just absolutely disgusting. And it's shameful what he has become. Answer the question. When you meet with Israeli officials and their head of state, what are their marching orders, and are you or subsidiaries, or you or any of the organizations you work with getting any money from Netanyahu directly, Mossad, their military, or their subsidiaries, or from AIPAC or domestically? Answer the question, Tim Pool. Answer the question. Have you or have you ever been an agent of the rogue state of Israel?
Tim actually responds and then admits to the meeting and what the meeting was about, which Tim would then go on to support the Iran war when he, like most of MAGA, rallied against this very thing. What is Alex supposed to do? Is he supposed to just stay on the Trump? I have to make a correction there. All of Tim's fans are saying Tim doesn't support the Iran war. I don't know why. To me, it seems like he does. I never hear him fucking talking about it. I don't know. I don't watch enough Tim, so maybe I missed it. But he seems to be continuing to support Trump. And to me, something like starting a war with Iran is like something that is on a level that you really should not support Trump after he did something like that. So if you're still supporting Trump after he starts war with Iran, but you're against the war in Iran, but you're still supporting Trump and pushing all his talking points, like, okay, whatever. It sure seems like he supports it, but maybe I'm wrong. Is that the fans said, no, Tim's against the Iran war. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I'll correct the record there. I'm trained when Trump betrays the message, betrays what he ran on, what Alex voted for. I mean, the world we live in today, with today's algorithm, leads many influencers to become audience captured, to where, yeah, a lot of people will just keep riding the Trump train because they don't want to upset their audience. So going against that and standing on what you actually believe in is the right move, even if it hurts your numbers. And then Tim would respond, with friends like Alex, this is the lesson of politics. There are no friends, only conveniences. Alex was fine to use my support and show when it served him. Now he has decided that I am of less value. It's hard when you realize some people never really were your friend. Wow, it's almost like Tim's playing the victim here when he was literally the one who started this. I've said nothing but kind things about Alex and routinely quote his wisdom, and I mean that on IRL. Cui bono. Something happened and he flipped on a dime. Yeah, the thing that happened was you accused him of losing his entire audience. Rather than defending him and going, hey Elon, there seems to be a problem here, you took the opportunity to be like, well, this is what happens when you turn on Trump. But yeah, you're the victim, Tim. I have defended Alex Jones publicly for nearly 10 years. I've never said a bad word of him. Ask yourselves, what makes a man attack one of his allies in media? Cui bono, Alex? So, typical internet behavior. Attack somebody, they attack back, and then play the victim. Good job, Tim. And even Alex's son, Rex, is getting in on it, and he's really not happy about Tim either.
Tim, you're too scared to take an actual real position on anything you believe. What do you believe? Besides skateboarding, poker, and nominal civil war, right? You see, Alex Jones is someone that's been talking about a civil war for like 20, 30 years. He's got continuity. You did it right as the movies came out. So we all know what's going on. We were kneecapped. We were taken out because
Yeah, that's what people were telling me. The old gamer 93 says, I don't watch Tim Pool, but Google Gemini says Tim Pool stated he views Iran as a huge blunder for Trump, and the new wars and higher gas prices isn't what he voted for. Great. That's how I feel as well. But I feel like he's not going hard enough against it. If I feel like he's saying that, but then he's also trying to like have his cake and eat it too, where it's like, I'm against the war, but I still support Trump and I still support MAGA. And it's like, dude, like, I don't know, to me, like the right thing to do, because this isn't just like, oh, he failed to initiate this policy or he didn't do everything perfect. Now, this is like a complete fucking betrayal of what the whole basis of the MAGA movement was. And I don't know, it seems like he's just trying to not upset his MAGA fan base. Because he's still, I don't know, to me, I guess in my opinion, he's not rallying hard enough against this shit. Because everybody that claims to have cared about this shit should have been like screaming like madmen to Trump, like, what are you doing? Because it's not just that it's a betrayal, it's also going to hand power back to the ones that everybody claims they're so scared of, you know, the left, the communist left. You're literally handing power back to them. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess he doesn't support it, but it sure doesn't feel that way from somebody who doesn't watch his show much. It seems like he's just riding the Trump train still and doesn't want to piss off the MAGA base. But okay, he said that, so I guess he's against it.
My dad said Oliver Darcy
I'll correct the record.
That crawled out of the rear end of a cow, in my view. That's the exact quote. Taken off YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google, everything. Everything. This never happens to people like Tim. You ever notice that? It's because their opinions are safe. They're not a threat to the power structure. And people like Tim Pool ate our subscriber base. They ate our viewership once we were kicked off these platforms because there was a natural vacuum. And now these people, they want to play unk. They want to lord over the space. They want to moderate. Oh, we're the moderate. Oh, what happened to you? You went crazy. And it's just, it makes me puke. But here's the thing. I'd much rather have somebody walk up to me and get in a real fight and punch me in my mouth and break my teeth than have a slimy little bastard stab me in the back. And that's what I've witnessed with Tim Pool's behavior.
I don't know. We'll see where this goes. This is getting ugly. I don't know. Maybe things will calm down. Maybe they'll apologize. Maybe we'll have a good old-fashioned debate. Who knows? Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get to the latest from today. So, I think, to be honest, like a lot of the things you're going to hear Tim bring up here, I think they more apply to him than Alex. Okay, let's play. It's going to be a 30-minute clip. You know, Tim, he likes to take something that could be a 10-minute clip and turn it into a 30-minute clip. But we're going to try. We're going to try to get through it. So here's Tim's video from today responding to Alex. Alex Jones is a betrayer and disloyal.
The lowest circle of hell is reserved for the disloyal, for the betrayers. It's incredible, really. I love that in Dante's Inferno. I believe that loyalty honor some of the most important things in the human, emotional, and morally philosophical spectrum. That is, if we cannot trust each other, how do we function as a society? And high trust societies are fantastic. If you go skiing, you can leave your snowboard, your skis, whatever you want.
I think we need to speed it up.
Sitting there up against a wall with no issues. In fact, I went skiing recently. Man, where were we? We were skiing. Oh, Wyoming. I was in Wyoming. Remember? I went on that trip. I had my coat. I had all my cash, my wallet, my phone. I put it on a chair, and then I left. I had one instance where I think I was in Vermont. I took my coat off because I was getting hot, because even though it's cold out, like you're working out, right? I hung my jacket up at a random point near the bottom of one of the trails, and I just went. An hour or two later, came back. There it was. You don't have to worry about your stuff in a high-trust society, and that's why it's so important. And I will say this. Alex Jones is a betrayer. But this is strange. Alex Jones accuses Tim Pool of secret Netanyahu meetings. Plural. August 18th, 2026.
Alex Jones is a betrayer, but not Donald Trump, who you still support and still fucking... okay, I'll try not to interrupt too much.
Undisclosed meetings with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and the government, urging him to reveal any ties or funding. The accusation references a known April 2025. Can you believe it's been that long? Wow, that's crazy. Group briefing at Blair House in D.C., where Netanyahu met podcasters. It wasn't just podcasters. Personalities from major news corporations were there. I think it was a little more than a dozen people to address anti-Israel views in right-wing media. That's actually not correct. That was an issue that came up, but he was mainly just lobbying U.S. support for war with Iran, for which he really didn't get. Poole raised issues on anti-Semitism and algorithms. This was related to, you know what, let me just finish reading and then I'll address all the nonsense, which we've talked about before. Poole denied secrecy or foreign money, shared photos of the event, and expressed shock at the rift with Jones, while reactions split between suspicions of influence and defenses of the public roundtable.
Bro, don't you think it's a little weird that you had a meeting with Netanyahu? He acts like it's not a big deal. It's like, okay, so you showed up to a meeting where Netanyahu was lobbying influencers to support the Iran war? You didn't think that you're going to get backlash for that? I don't know. To me, I find that a little suspicious. You think I would ever show up to a meeting with Netanyahu so he could lobby me to support some fucking war? I don't know, man, but I guess it's not suspicious. It's just normal journalism.
Okay. Well, so for those that are wondering about that meeting, I got invited by a member of the media. They said, Benjamin Netanyahu is coming to meet with Trump. He will be staying at the Blair House in D.C. We would like to extend an invitation if you want to come. Someone in media that we know that's been on the show several times said I got asked to come. They asked me if there's anybody we thought should come, and we said, Tim Pool. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to turn down a meeting with any world leader. I met with former Soviet generals in Ukraine. I've done fun things. But they were like, no, you're not like, I'm fairly Israel ambivalent is the way I describe it. Like, we'll have Scott Horton on. I'll have Dave Smith on. Dave's a friend. We may disagree on a lot of things, but he's always allowed to come on the show whenever he wants, and he can say whatever he wants. And Scott Horton, we've had on several times, and they're all very critical of Israel. It's always allowed. So I'm fairly ambivalent, but what I think is one of the reasons they wanted to invite me is because of the ambivalence. They want to try and lobby it to support, which is just probably not going to happen because I'm a fairly obstinate individual. But we went, and it was supposed to be under Chatham House rules. And what does that mean? Chatham House means it is public, but they request that you do not attribute statements to individuals, meaning we all took pictures of each other smiling that we were there at the Blair House. House and Habit literally filmed a video of it. I left and posted, wow, just met Netanyahu. It was very interesting. We'll talk about it tomorrow. And then all of a sudden, these wackaloons they're flipping out. They're bashing their face on the table because they got it.
Bro, the Nelk Boys just simply interviewed Bibi Netanyahu, and you saw how people reacted. It should have been expected, Tim, that you having a meeting with Netanyahu where he's lobbying people to support the war with Iran. What do you think was going to happen, bro? And then when you fucking come out and attack Alex, when you claim to be his friend, and instead of going, because the whole point of Alex's post, if you just watched the video we just played here at the beginning, was that, hey, this is happening to all kinds of channels, not just political channels, not just me, where it's like there's a bug in the live where it's not going out. People are saying they can't even click on it and watch it. And it was a ton of channels having that issue. It was fixed, went back to normal. It was clearly a bug in X. But then you come on and you go, instead of being like, oh, hopefully Elon fixes the bug, you go, well, I think it's because you turned on Trump. You were a Trump supporter for 10 years and then you turned on Trump and now so your audience is leaving. Hey, Trump is the one who turned on the audience, bro. So Alex has two choices there. Either he does like you and goes, oh, I don't support the Iran war, or he, like a lot of MAGA, we support the war. or he sticks to what he actually believed in and fucking preached for the last 10 years, which was no new wars. Let's release the Epstein files. So did Alex actually change, or did Trump change and then Alex stuck to his guns? So what are we talking about here? Do you think like all of the audience a big portion of the audience didn't feel exactly like Alex did, betrayed by Trump? So he wouldn't lose his whole audience. And here's the thing with having opinions on the internet. You're going to lose people. People are very sensitive over other people's opinions, right? Like you come on and you say something like, I agree with, I agree with Candace here, or I agree with Andrew Wilson here, or whatever. You could literally lose both audiences by at one point you agree with Candace and at another point you agree with Andrew, and they're all pissed off because you agreed with somebody they hate, and you can lose a big point. Like that's the name of the game. There's no avoiding that. So in my opinion, Alex did the right thing, which is sticking to his guns, which is, hey, Trump betrayed us. We can't continue supporting this guy. We need to figure out the way forward. We need to figure out what our next America First iteration is going to be without Trump, because Trump is obviously a liar who just bullshit his way into everything.
Israel derangement syndrome. Like, I just don't care about Israel. I care about eating chicken wings and watching football.
Why don't you care about Israel when they're dragging us into a stupid fucking war? A war that, by the way, I mean, it looks like, I don't know if we're going to keep going or we're going to admit defeat, or we're going to end up fucking after the midterms invading, ground invasion, nuking. I don't know. It's not over. And it could lead to a World War III, like where multiple countries, I think it's already like Saudi Arabia's involved. So like this to me was always the most important part of Trump's campaign. There was a lot of things that were important, but calling out the fucking neocon warmongering, that to me was always the most important. And then in the first term, what did Trump do? Trump went and met with Kim Jong-un and actually calmed things down with North Korea. So there was like hope that actually Trump wasn't going to follow the blueprint of the neocons and just keep ratcheting up war with, all the boogeymen, but he didn't. So I don't know, man. I think he's downplaying it because, of course, he can't piss off his MAGA audience. Tim Pool is completely audience captured, and he's telling Alex, hey, you need to be audience captured too. If you don't tell your audience what they want to hear and stick to your guns, then you're going to lose audience, and that's bad because that's how Tim functions. Complete audience capture.
Like, what I really love, guys? Man. You go to a good sports book, okay, and they get the big screen. Maryland Live, if you've never been there, they got this amazing big like theater. You get like a nice reclining chair, and you can watch like in a movie theater, a UFC fight. That's what I care about. So when people come to me and they're like, Israel, I'm like, guys, I'm not going to get into the inner workings of Israeli historical politics and Gaza and all that stuff. I got some opinions, like I do on most things foreign policy-wise. So why did Alex Jones on a dime betray me? Let me put it like this. For the past decade, I've defended Alex Jones every step of the way on everything.
Yeah, but I would say you betrayed Alex. Alex didn't come out of nowhere and just start attacking you, Tim. You're ignoring that you took the first shot. And somebody like Alex, you should know, if you're going to take a shot at him and you're a big influencer, big shit like Tim Pool, Alex is going to return fire and it's going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be overboard. It's going to be entertaining. And you fired the first shot. So essentially, to me, you're the one that betrayed him.
I'm looking right now at an Alex Jones was right jar, which we've had for years. 4 years. It's pretty crazy to think how long it's been. The Alex Jones was right jar from our original, well, not original, but our previous studio in Maryland that we would put money in. There's a couple of fake, prop $100 bills in there, but some real money in there.
Did Tim say that because Diamond Trebitz 7551? For some reason in my head, I was like, yeah, Tim supports this war. Everything I've seen from him, it doesn't seem like he doesn't. Because most people that don't support the war, it's pretty obvious because they're fucking screaming about it like I am all the time. Like, fuck Trump, fuck this, he betrayed us. I don't see that from Tim. But you're saying that he said Tim has already stated that, and I quote, will support the war until it's over and can assess the outcome. I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, Tim probably right in the fence. That's what he does so well.
There too. And it's mostly just a gag. And the point of the jar is that the joke is Alex Jones is right a lot, and you're constantly putting money in the jar. It's meant to reference that people doubt him, and when he's right, you've got to put money in the jar, and it fills up. Well, now, I hate to say this, but we have crossed out right and put wrong. No. So here's what happens. Alex had a post about how his viewership dropped off, like 90%. And I posted, actually, I think I have it right here. I said, he said, Red Alert live shows on actually a 90% reduction in viewers if you change an algorithm. Are we witnessing mass censorship or just a bug in the system? I said, my honest opinion is that you can't go pro-Trump for 10 years, then Trump critical, and be surprised if your audience drops off.
Yeah, you're taking a cheap shot on him. He's coming out and saying, basically, hey, there's a bug. I don't know if the bug's on purpose or it's censorship, but it's a bug that many people are happening. That's happening to many people on X, all across the board, many podcasts, some that have nothing to do with politics. And then you took that opportunity to go take a cheap shot because, oh, well, this is what happens when you turn on Trump. But you're just giving him good advice, right, Tim? That's it. Like Alex doesn't know this basic fact of the fucking internet, that if you like for 10 years you support something and then you all of a sudden, or like you support Trump and then all of a sudden Trump turns out to be a lying piece of shit con artist and then you turn on him, like, oh, that's going to upset some of the audience. Oh, Alex Jones didn't know that. You tell me Alex Jones, like the guy who's been doing this longer than fucking any of us, and you're saying he didn't know that? Tim, it was a cheap shot, bro. It was a cheap shot, and you really should apologize to Alex, because I think if you were to call Alex and go, sorry, I apologize, that was uncalled for, I should have had your back, and maybe, what like I did when I saw Alex posted this, I reposted it to help him get his message out there so they could actually fix what was going on with the algorithm. What did you do, Tim? You said, oh, this is my opportunity to fucking win some points with the MAGA crowd and call out Alex as a Trump betrayer. You started this, Tim, and you should call Alex and apologize right now.
Alex got really mad. He said, more boomer slop. I said, open an ice cream shop, and over the years, you have customers who love it. One day you announce you're going to be vegan ice cream, and customers stop coming in. This isn't an insult.
No shit, Tim. Alex Jones, like nobody understands. This is such a high-level concept that nobody understands. Thank you, Tim.
Alex.
Thank you, Tim. It's a little different on the internet, though. Okay? It's a little different than running an ice cream shop. Like, on the internet, you have to battle with, okay, yes, I did this one thing the audience liked. Okay, I made this one type of content the audience liked. And now, because the algorithms are fucking retarded, I'm supposed to only do that one No, sometimes you have to step out of that, piss off some of your audience, and make other content. That's the right thing to do. But no, Tim's just like, no, just be audience captured. If you supported Trump, even if Trump shoots your father in the face, even if Trump bombs a school full of children, you still have to support him. Even if he betrays everything he ran on and what you voted for, you still have to support him because otherwise you're going to lose audience. See, that tells you everything about the way Tim thinks.
I did not say this to be like Alex Jones is a loser who's losing all his views. No, it's a simple point that if tomorrow I came out and said, I'm voting Democrat, we can trans the kids, I don't believe any of that stuff, tax the rich, I'm voting for Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, but that would be different because that would be you changing your position. Alex and all of us are not changing our position. We still believe in all the things we claim to believe in, and we're not throwing that out just because we got to support Trump and wherever the fuck he goes. So it's different. That would be you completely pulling a 180 on your views and beliefs, right? Where Alex is sticking with his views and beliefs and going, Trump is betraying us. Trump is not doing what we voted on him for. That's different. There's nuance here, Tim.
Yep, there'd be a backlash. I mean, honestly, though, people would be like, haha, very funny, Tim, you're trolling. But, if you have, let's just go to the more extreme. If you have a bicycle shop and you have a dedicated customer base that over 10 years, they're coming into their bike.
Really? Does he think people are too stupid to understand the concept? And he's got to break it down in 10 different ways because people are so dumb? This is gaslighting, by the way, because this is not what he was doing. He was not giving Alex advice. He was taking a cheap shot.
Bicycles fixed. And then one day you announce you're offloading all of your bicycles. You're not a fan of them. You think the components are bad for the environment, and you're going to be selling clogs, like wooden shoes. People should walk more. Guys, the bicycle people aren't going to come back.
Yeah, but hopefully there are now people that want to buy clogs are going to show up. Okay? If the algorithms worked right, that's the way it should be. But the algorithms overly punish you if somebody who subscribed 7 years ago for one type of content doesn't like your new content, you'll never reach the person who wants the new content because the old people, it's like, no, but in a real business, if you close down your bike shop and open up a shoe shop, guess what? People who want shoes are going to show up. I don't know. This is dumb.
You're going to go, why aren't I making money? Well, you're selling something different. You have a different product. That's not an insult to Alex Jones. I'm pointing out.
Yes, it is.
He's probably going to see a drop off.
No, I'm just giving him friendly advice. No, you're not, dude. You're taking a cheap shot, Tim. You're trying to reframe this when it's very obvious what the fuck you were doing, dude.
Since he came out against Donald Trump, critical of Trump.
Also, at a point where everybody who hates Alex was taking a cheap shot. Because like I said in the video earlier, I've experienced this myself. It's very weird. Like, people wanted those edits for so long, the supercuts, and then there was a point where YouTube just, I guess, decided they were problematic or whatever, and they stopped going out to the audience that wanted them. And then when I would come on and explain to people or try to tell them, hey, there's an issue, my edits aren't getting to you, I would just get attacked and be like, well, it's because you suck. It's just like it gives the haters an opportunity to just come on and go, well, your views are down because you suck and we fucking hate you. It's like, and then in the midst of that, Tim, you piled on. And Alex thought you were a friend. So yeah, I'm pretty sure Alex is pretty pissed off and feels attacked by you, and that's why he responded the way he did.
He says, Tim, it was a glitch affecting all streamers on X. It's now been fixed. Tell Benjamin Netanyahu I say hi. And I saw that. I said, what? So I responded, I've never said a bad word of you, Alex. He posted again, if you wanted a war, you just got one.
Playing the victim. Oh, but
so let me ask this question.
I thought we were friends, Alex. I've always been nice to you. I had you on the show when you were banned. Yeah, a lot of people did. And guess what happened? They got a ton of fucking views, Tim. Some of your biggest shows were when you had Alex Jones on, dude. Are you going to act like, oh, I was doing Alex a favor? Yeah, okay, dude. Okay, when you were getting tons of super chats, the biggest views ever. Like, yeah, I had Alex on too. Did I have Alex on because I wanted to support him and I felt like I wanted to defend freedom of speech and that he was a victim of like over social media censorship over and beyond what they should be allowed to do? Yeah, but also it's good for my show to have Alex on. It blew up. It's the biggest podcast I've ever had when I had Alex on. So what the fuck are we talking about, Tim? He's painting things to where he's a victim and he's just an altruistic guy. I did everything for the right reasons. It's like, come on, Tim. I see through that shit.
What happened to Alex Jones? It's an honest question. What happened to Alex Jones? A man I've defended for a decade who has been influential on my worldview. I often cite Key Bono. Who benefits? It's a question I heard him ask back in the 2000s, a long, long time ago. He said, when you're looking at these conspiracies and these stories, you should always ask yourself, Key Bono, who benefits? And I said, that's interesting. That's a good point. An action is taken typically for the benefit of somebody. And so the question is, when you see a false flag, for instance, or an attack, who benefits from it? The Gulf of Tonkin. Did Vietnam really benefit from the strike on a U.S. ship? No. Well, now we know it was fake. The U.S. lied. The U.S. benefited.
So this is him basically accusing Alex of probably taking money from Qatar. Like, why is Alex doing this? Why is the turn? Somebody's paying Alex to attack me. No, you attacked him, fuckhead. You attacked him publicly on X when you could have called him, or you could have done what most people who support Alex did, which just boosted his message and been like, I hope X fixes this. But no, this is so disingenuous, dude.
We need a casus belli to enter that war. Oh, don't we love the Latin? So here's my question. Why did Alex Jones just all of a sudden, Tim Pool's an Israeli operative?
Because you attacked him, retard.
Here's him posting. Why did Tim Pool meet secretly with Benjamin Netanyahu, and has he received money from Israel or any of their subsidiaries? Secondarily, my audience has never been bigger, and X has fixed the bug that was affecting all live streams. Here's another post he made. Let's reformat that properly. He says, Tim Pool needs to come clean on his secret meetings with Israeli government and Benjamin Netanyahu.
See, yeah, somebody said Ian got Kriglered. I think Ian's still on the show. I love Ian. He's my favorite. I will never say anything bad about Ian. I love him. I don't know what it is. Something about Ian. I just love the guy. But this would have never happened if Adam Krigler was still on the show. Adam Krigler was the balance to Tim's fucking ludicrousness. Like, I wish he would have never got rid of Krigler. That was when the show was good, when Krigler was on.
Okay. All
Krigler would have never let this shit fly, bro. He would have been there calling Tim out on the show. They would have had a heated argument. And now he's got nobody to call him out. Everybody's just an ass kisser, just, scared of him.
Love and war, I suppose. Now, here's what's strange. One of the first things I did was respond to Alex Jones. He said it was a public meeting. There's pictures of it. I'm smiling with like Dave Rubin. And we're like, hey, we're in the Blair House. House and Habit posted a video of it and we all laughed. Okay, and then as I left, I said, just left the meeting with Netanyahu. It was very interesting. We'll talk about it on Timcast IRL. I skipped the episode. I think Phil was hosting so that I could go and have the meeting. Because I'm going to go, I do news and media and journalism. I'm going to talk to world leaders. Why is Alex Jones now bringing up a story that's a year and a half old? Is very strange. Especially considering he flipped, and now he's saying he's pro-Candace. He agrees more with what Candace is saying, despite the fact that Candace claimed my brother tried to kill me, which is just wackaloon nonsense reality. Tucker Carlson is now anti-Trump and aligning himself more with, like the Young Turks style of commentary. It's very strange. Saying he never should have supported him. But here's what's really crazy and strange to me.
So I think that's a little disingenuous. The Young Turks have been like supporting Tucker because Tucker's, went against the Iran war, called out the Epstein file stuff. To say like Tucker is becoming the Young Turks is a little disingenuous.
And I'm going to say this. What I know and what I don't know, I don't know. The question I have for this statement by Alex Jones, which is trending now on X with lots of commentary, is Key Bono. Who benefits? Here's a question. Alex Jones has been sued into oblivion. The machine state came for him and they sought to destroy his life and destroy his business. They mocked him. They sold InfoWars to The Onion. Actually, let me see if I can pull that up if it's there yet. Nope, just says off air. What is Alex Jones's benefit by attacking me abruptly and for seemingly no reason?
No, the reason was he felt he was hurt. You hurt him, Tim, essentially. He thought you were a friend. He's helped you out as much as you've helped him out. And here you come piling on. That's what it is. What do you mean there's no reason? There's absolutely a reason, Tim. And you are that reason.
There's none.
It's so amazing when people attack you. People do this all the time. They attack you. And then when you attack back and actually hit them hard, then it's like, oh, why did you do that to me? I thought we were friends. Oh. It's like, well, you shouldn't have slept with my girlfriend. Oh, but you hit me and I've always been nice to you. I was like, well, you stuck your dick in my girlfriend. It's like, dude, stop being a little bitch. Stop playing the victim. You started this shit.
There is no benefit. Well, so who benefits from Alex Jones telling his audience that I'm working with Israel or something? That's an interesting question, isn't it? It's a question that Alex Jones would have asked a long time ago. But
he's mad and he's finding a weakness, and that's a weakness. You met with Netanyahu. You met with the guy that's fucking a warmongering, fucking genociding piece of garbage who is completely somehow taking over the whole MAGA movement and drawing us into what Israel's interests are instead of what the American people's interests are. But okay, yeah. I'll try not to interrupt too much.
Now, as he finds himself at the center of the story. I talked about this last night on the uncensored portion, but I'll explain it again. I believe in demons. I don't know what that means, but I believe that there is some kind of malevolent force that overrides humans. It's beyond just like...
You're stealing my thing. I started the demon thing, Tim. I don't know. Maybe he'd started. I don't know. But Alex Jones is not possessed by a demon, bro. You insulted him,
my
retard.
brain don't work. I'll explain.
You attacked him.
Typically, at least in my life, I'm 40. I've witnessed many things. I've researched. You know, human nature is relatively predictable. I mean, sometimes there's crazies, but for the most part, human nature is predictable. If I'm in a foreign country, these people are not crazy. They could be different. They could have what we would describe as unhinged moralities. My point is, look, if I go into gang territory in Brazil and I walk up to a gangbanger, they're not insane people that will kill you for no reason, for the most part. So this is what we did in Brazil, in a favela. We walked up to a guy in a chair. We'd been tipped off. We went to a restaurant. We said, we want to meet with the gangs. I said, go meet this guy. So at like 8 o'clock, we were walking down the street. The guy sitting in the chair, we walked up to him. We had our translator, and he spoke to him in Portuguese. And the guy's like nodded. He's like, yeah, okay. This was one of the gang leaders. He's not a psychopath. Right? The gangs exist for a reason. They don't want trouble. In fact, there was something they could gain.
Boy, this is a sidetrack like I've never seen before. What are we doing here?
They wanted us to tell the story of the pacification, where the Bope and the Core were going in with guns and just taking out gang members, arresting them, shooting them. And they were like, we want people to hear our side of things. So they were happy. Human nature is largely predictable. That is, what Alex Jones is doing right here on the surface sort of defies the human natural drive. Let me explain. Which says to me, it infers ulterior motives. Again, let me explain. Sometimes people get shot. You watch some of these videos and you wonder why the person got shot. Let's talk about a police body camera video. Cop walks up to a car and says, you got your license on you? The guy goes, yeah, for sure. And then draws a gun, turns and shoots the cop several times.
Long super chatted
now that cop is dead. He was murdered. But
I never could stand little Timmy.
Thank you, Leroy, for the 5. You know, I'm not like completely against Tim. I think Tim has some skills, okay? And those skills would be very useful in fighting back against what Trump is doing right now. Because to me, if you believed in the original MAGA agenda, then you should be screaming at Trump and going, you betrayed us, what the fuck? And like trying whatever you can to get Trump back to the MAGA agenda. Something at least a little bit close to what his first term was. But no, that's too dangerous. You're going to piss off the MAGA crowd. So you got to go along with it and you got to ride the fence, because if you actually have opinions, you might piss off your audience. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to just act like Tim isn't like, you know, like, I mean, there are times I've watched him. I don't know. I guess it's a love-hate relationship. I want him to come back to the fold, Tim, and push America first. And I mean, you really got to call out Trump harder, in my opinion.
What was the motivating factor?
But that's dangerous for his views.
The guy driving the car was scared.
Thank you, Leroy.
He wants freedom. He's maybe got warrants. The cop's going to lock him up. He has one opportunity to escape. He's going to kill that cop. The drive of that shooting of that cop can be traced to a human nature.
Humans make mistakes. Instead of correction, they'll distort the information around them to reinforce their prize. Extremely common.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you for the 5. So basically what he's saying here is what Alex Jones did was demonic, because there was no reason for it. Unlike a guy who murders a cop because he wants to escape and have freedom. Like, that's not demonic because the guy's, doing it for a reason. But what Alex Jones did was for no reason. Bro, how stupid do you think we are? The reason was obvious, Tim, and it was because you attacked him, dude. It's unbelievable that he's going to pretend like we're too stupid to understand what he did was a shot at Alex for turning on Trump. And kind of, well, this is what happens. This is what happens when you stand for what you believe in.
Drive.
But there's no reason whatsoever.
Freedom,
no reason.
Gain for the individual.
Thank you for the 5.
Sometimes you'll watch a video where two guys are fighting in a grocery store or something, and one guy gets punched, knocks out, hits his head, he dies. A murder. What is that drive? Well, anger, jealousy, threats to honor. These things are rooted in the human natural experience. But sometimes you see things that just don't make sense at all. A woman wraps exercise bands around the necks of her children so they die and can't be resuscitated. That's crazy. What is the human natural drive for that? There isn't one. There isn't. Humanity has not benefited from this. There is no general desire in this direction.
So what Alex Jones did is akin to a woman strangling her babies. Is that what you're saying, Tim? You're saying Alex Jones attacking you back is just as insane as a woman strangling her own babies. Is that really what he's saying, Tim? Come on now, buddy.
That is the demonic. When you look at something, and it's not absolute, I'm just saying in generally speaking, and the motivation seems to defy the human experience, you wonder, why would someone be motivated to do something that defies the human experience? Then you hear she said she was hearing voices. Could that be demons? Now, in the secular world, we'll just say your brain is fractured and you're hallucinating.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm just call
Convert
that demonic.
313
You know what I mean?
super
To me,
chatted
It's the playbook, bro.
$1.43.
It's the playbook.
Starting shit, then crying victim. Tim's learnt a lot.
Yeah, it's the playbook, dude. Everybody does this.
I think it's
Thank
something
you, bro.
more. Something is whispering in your ear to do something that does not benefit the human experience. I find it strange. So let's go back to Alex Jones. Alex has my phone number. He can text me. In fact, Alex Jones sends me messages, every so often. Long voice messages. And I'm like, I hate when people do that. They record a voice memo and send it to you. And I'm like, just translate it. I'll just read it. I can read faster than you can talk. And in December, he texted me saying, Candace,
You guys still seeing the show? I mean, yeah, it looks like my OBS shit out there for a second. Look, Trump was the only one actually voicing the issues that we cared about. That was it. He was, what if I put myself back in the same position in 2016 and 2020 and all that, I would have made the same decision because Trump was the only voice actually voicing the issues that we wanted to see addressed. So to me, it's like we had to take a shot. He was the only option. But a lot of you guys are Nostradamus, and you knew how everything was going to play out. And I wish I was Nostradamus too, but I'm not. I could just go off what people tell me.
remember the show? It actually got a couple million views because Alex had a medical issue on the show and then had to leave. And it's kind of scary. So here's what I ask. If Alex has an issue with a comment that I made, couldn't he just call me?
Couldn't you have just called him? Couldn't you have just called him?
Send a text. Why go out and post 3 times attacking me as an agent of Israel?
Yeah, but the same applies to you, Tim. Why go out and fucking attack Alex and go, well, this is what you get? Because look, he's going to try to reframe it as like, I was just giving him advice. No, you were basically saying, this is what you get for turning on Trump. You're going to lose audience. Duh. Right? That's what it was. So couldn't you have just called Alex as well? Alex, come on, Tim. This is
literally tweeting
retarded.
That I'm an Israeli operative benefiting. Because when I said Kibono, it says Israeli operatives. What benefit does Alex Jones get towards any of the things that he does? He doesn't. I think that Alex Jones got the call. What does that mean, getting the call? Well, it's used by a lot of the anti-Israel people as a reference to like Israel called you and told you what you had to do. I find it strange that Tucker, Candace, many of these individuals inverted their...
It's funny because I'm taking Alex Jones' side on this. Like it's such a fucking insane place, dude, being somebody having opinions on the internet because I'm taking Alex Jones' side on this. The Tim crowd's going to attack me as like a Candace fan or something. And it's like, yeah, people know better than that. Life is filled with nuance, guys. Just because somebody's retarded once doesn't mean that they can't be right later in the future. Right? It's like everybody just wants to team up and it's like, oh, if you support Alex in this situation, that must mean you're Team Candace. And if you, it's like, come on, man. It's just, I don't know, dude. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm talking into the ether because it's like I will completely explain where I'm coming from, and then the next day people just don't even know where the fuck I'm coming from. It's like I don't know what to do.
Positions and have adopted things that are counter to what they once espoused. Candace less so. Tucker, I guess, whatever, right? Alex Jones? Actually, Alex Jones makes the most sense. Tucker maybe always just was a top-level pundit who's going to say what he's told to say. Candace was a liberal and a conservative, and now who knows what she is. But they've all sort of betrayed their past positions. Alex Jones has been consistent for a very long time. What changed?
Yeah, nothing changed. Trump fucking betrayed us, Tim. That's what changed.
Could it be that they destroyed his life, his business, took everything from him, and now he's been told, you are anti-Trump? And he is?
Oh, so the fucking powers that be, the deep state, Obama sat him down and said, okay, we'll stop destroying you if you just attack Tim Pool. Come on, Tim. Are you serious? Are you serious? Did they have a behind the scenes meeting with BB and all the heavy players? And they're like, oh, Alex, I know things are tough, but if you just attack Tim Pool, we'll back off. Okay, dude.
No, Trump betrayed us. Israel's trying to make us do it. That's weird. You know, by all means, like I've had criticisms of Israel. I've said outright, Marco Rubio pointed out Israel.
You just said you don't care about Israel.
Israel pressured us into starting the war with Iran, and look where we are now.
Well, that's true, yeah. And that's why you should be fucking attacking the administration. Because what I care about is that Trump actually does the things that I voted for him to do. I don't care about being on a team, being pro-Republican and all that. If Trump's not doing what I voted for him to do, I'm going to attack. And then if he was to come back and start actually addressing the suffering of the American people and what we voted for and what he ran on, I would praise him. Because that's really what I care about. But see, for Tim, what he cares about is keeping that fucking money train rolling, keeping that algorithmic love going, keeping that audience, sending super chats and paying for fucking merch or whatever. That's what Tim really cares about.
But Alex Jones was arguing against the Israel derangement syndrome people for months. He was going after Owen Schroyer. He made a video where he's like, the Jews. And he was just, all of a sudden now, his Twitter feed, his X feed, is loaded with people that are saying the Jews. I got a question.
So, because his feed is loaded with that? What the fuck? So, what your comment section is what you are? Come on now. Alex has already been very clear about this. He thinks there's a cover-up. I disagree with Alex because when it comes to the Charlie Kirk stuff, because I'm at the point where it's like I lean to Tyler Robinson being the guy that took the shot, but also there still could be a deeper conspiracy there where Alex says like the whole thing is completely made up. The whole thing is fake. And I'm like, well, what do you mean the whole thing is fake? I don't think the whole thing's fake, but there could be a darker plot behind. So I disagree with Alex on that, but I don't know. Lost my point. We'll get back to it.
One of the first things I did was I responded to Alex when he posted saying, it's an open meeting. There's photos of it. I've never received money from anybody. I am getting...
Yeah, but they can pay you in ways that don't involve money. Okay? Because the conspiracy nobody ever wants to talk about is the algorithms and who gets preferential treatment in the algorithm. Right? People like to pretend that like it doesn't exist, especially people who are getting preferential treatment in the algorithm. They want to keep things the way they are. So anybody that's talking about how the algorithms are fucking, messed with to push things that the powers that be want to be pushed, the people that are in the algorithmic love, no, everything's fine. This guy's just complaining. This guy sucks.
Spam blasted by accounts saying, why won't you respond? There's no way to answer that.
It's frustrating.
Now, what is the purpose of saying, why won't you respond when I clearly did as the top comment? It's because for regular people, this is how psyops work. A regular person is just scrolling the feed of, trends. And you're going to see a ton of posts being like, Tim Pool refused to answer, despite the fact that's the first thing I did. And now they're going to go to their friends and be like, yo, it's like when Alex Jones said Tim Pool's Tim Pool just didn't even respond at all. Like he's refusing to answer because that's how propaganda works. Of course, I responded and said it's not true and here's what happened. And I talked about it on Timcast IRL. But when you get 100 accounts, all at the exact same time saying the exact same thing, it's a psyop. No.
It's a psyop. Okay.
All right. Is accidentally going, oops, Tim didn't respond. They know I did, especially if they're following Alex in his show.
They're fucking with you, Tim.
So how is it that
They don't like you, so they're fucking with you.
faceless, random accounts, unverified, are
By the way, I mean, you got on the bad side of Candace's fan base, just like I did. And nobody is going to fucking come at you harder than those people. And they saw an opportunity to come at you. But okay, I guess it's a deep state conspiracy that's paid for by Qatari.
spam blasting, Tim Pool won't respond? I think Alex is in on it. You know, I know it sounds weird to say, but like I'm going to say this with all sincerity and all, I mean this genuinely. I believe that Alex is compromised. They destroy his business. They take everything from him. And then it's easy. Alex, we'll stop destroying you if you do what you're told. And he begs, I will do whatever you say. See, for Candace, it's easy. She's married to the House of Lords. Tucker has always been in on it. He's always been a top-level personality. So I'm not really surprised these people have inverted their positions. But how do you get someone like Alex Jones?
Everybody's just accusing each other of being fucking on the take with the Illuminati. Come on, bro.
Anti-establishment, independent media to all of a sudden be marching in lockstep with this weird, inverted political world.
Or, hear me out, or he brought up an issue with the X algorithm, a bug that was affecting his channel and many other channels, and you took the opportunity to attack him and go, haha, that's because you fucking turned on Trump. You're going to lose audience if you turn on Trump. Or maybe that's what it is, Tim. And then Alex was probably like, fuck this guy. Why is this guy's piling on me? I'm going to go to war with him. And it's, you know what? It's going to be entertaining and it's going to create clicks as well. Because there's that aspect too. People like a good fight. Alex knows that. I love it when Alex goes to war with people. It's like, yeah, we need more people getting on Alex's bad side so we can get that angry Alex ranting, you know? But no, it's all a big conspiracy.
Put it like this. Kibono. For just close to 10 years, I've defended Alex Jones. When they went to destroy his business, defended Alex Jones. Met with Alex Jones, he explained to me how he never had an opportunity to defend himself in court, and they issued a summary judgment illicitly. I said, wow, that's crazy. Talked about it on the show. Several years ago, when Alex Jones was persona non grata, and you couldn't have him on any platform, I had him on Tim Cat.
Bullshit. He was on a lot of platforms. Okay? It was risky. Okay, there was a chance he could get taken down, but there was a lot of people that had him on. Flagrant had him on. You had him on. I had him on. Tons of people had him on, Tim. But Tim's going to act like he's the only one that stood up for Alex. I'm the only one that would have him on. I took all the risk. There was no reward. It wasn't the biggest shows ever and brought in more super chats than normal. And I was all freaking out about it. Oh, look how much money I'm getting. Because he did that. He was like, oh, people are just sending us money. He was like getting real excited because he was getting $100 super chat, $100 super chat, $100 super chat. And it was because he had Alex Jones on, man. So let's not pretend. I'm not going to pretend like when I had Alex Jones on, I wasn't also like, oh, this is going to bring in a lot of views. This is going to be great. Come on, Tim. Yeah, it was all just a one-way street. You just did it. It was all risk, no reward. You just did it to help Alex. Okay.
IRL with Michael Malice. A couple of days after the show aired, YouTube deleted the episode. I called Alex immediately and said, fuck YouTube. I want you and Michael to come back. We're doing the show again.
Yeah, because usually you still get the super chats. So this is an opportunity where when YouTube deletes something, the next one you do is going to be even bigger and you're going to make even more money. It's going to be an even bigger show. But no, you just took all the risk in the world. That's why you did it. It's not like you have contacts behind the scenes with YouTube that you can reach out to and make sure something's okay. Because we know you do that, Tim. We know influencers like you have fucking liaisons. You have partners within YouTube who will work with you and get things fixed and make sure you don't get any nasty tags on your channel that limit your reach like all of us little fucks get. Tim's playing a different game than the rest of us, dude. Tim's got all this fucking... It's such a bullshit system, dude. It really is. To where like YouTube has all these favored creators that they work with and they help and they give them YouTube partners. But then if they don't like you, no, you're not getting that. Weird. It's almost like Tim's approved and chosen. Maybe there's a conspiracy there.
They can ban me. And a week later, we did. Michael and Alex came back and we did the show again. We did an episode at near Alex's studio. Well, I'll just tell you the full story. We were in Austin, and Alex installed a camper hookup in his studio for us. Nobody knows this. And the show that we did with Rogan, Blair White, with Drew Hernandez, Ian, Luke, that was just outside of Alex's studio with a RV hookup that Alex installed for us. That's where we did that episode. 3 years after that show aired, YouTube deleted it, citing medical misinformation, some weird lie. And I lost it. I was calling. I was saying, like, you mother effers.
Yeah, it must be nice. It must be nice to be able to, when YouTube fucks with you, to call them and cuss them out. It must be nice, Tim. It must be nice. Like, I wish I could just have access to know what the fuck YouTube, what tags they put on my channel. Because some of you may not know this, but I guarantee you, this is something that happens. Is YouTube, the algorithm, whatever, will start to tag you. As soon as you have a video that has a problem, you said a nasty word, or you covered a topic they don't want you to cover, or you got a little too sexual or whatever, you talked a little too much sexual stuff, it puts tags on your channel. That will limit its reach. But people like Tim can get that fixed when the rest of us can't. That's a fair system.
What's going on? I'm out of the loop.
Bro, I don't know how to help you at this point, Screaming. You can start over from the beginning, and that'll probably get you back in the loop. But at this point, if you just start from here, Alex and Tim are feuding, and we're covering it. But if you start over,
finally, I think like a year ago, we got them to put it back up. It's crazy what they were trying to do to censor our shows. What benefit does Alex Jones have starting a war with me and accusing me of working with Israel? I've been his ally for nearly a decade.
The benefit is he's going to get attention because people like a good feud, and he's going to feel good about it because he's angry at you, because you pissed him off. And sometimes when you piss people off, they react by punching you in the face, and this is essentially him punching you in the face.
I've defended him publicly on a large platform to my 12+ million followers. I had 12 million followers across the board. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's overlap. Everyone always says this. Yeah. Maybe it's like 7 million organic and like one person follows all 5 accounts. Of course. But what is Alex's benefit to being like, okay, me and Tim, I'm going to go after Tim. Well, he could call me on the phone. Call me on the phone. He could say, hey, Tim, it was a glitch. I don't know if you saw. And I would have been like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was making.
You could have done the same thing, Tim. You could have called him on the phone instead of pointing out that, oh, you turned on Trump and that's why you're losing audience. It's so weird how he's playing like he's innocent in all this and he didn't start it.
The point that,
like, you started
when your content style changes, I'm not surprised if people would leave. It's not an insult. I'm just pointing anything about business stuff. So why would he do it? Like, honest question. Who benefits? Not Alex. Unless he does benefit. Yeah, honest question. Alex Jones, the question is, this is seemingly within the realm of a human natural drive. The question then is, what is the benefit?
Good, so Alex isn't demon possessed. I'm glad to hear that.
Alex receives by attacking me, calling me an Israeli operative. Honest question. Comment below.
Yeah, he's mad. He's lashing out, dude. That's what it is. He's mad at you.
He is sacrificing 8+ years of support from a large, influential podcast and show, an ally and a defender of his. What is he getting for that? What is his benefit? Now, some might argue, well, he's emotionally hurt. This makes him feel better. No, I reject that.
You reject? I don't know why you reject that. No, it's actually somebody paid him off to attack you, Tim. Even though he was not attacking you at all until you made that little comment that obviously he took offense to. And a lot of people saw it as, hey, they're fucking rubbing it in because I turned on Trump.
I know, Alex. When you're in the media business, people say things about you all the time. The question is choosing your battles, and everyone knows this, and Alex certainly knows this. If someone posts something about me that's seemingly offensive or whatever, I'm going away. Do I want to cause damage beyond over this one comment? Usually the answer is no. I've had lots of people say things about me, and we move on. And I've said things about other people, and we move on. Alex posted 3 times. Then he commented that I was an Israeli operative. He's going ham. And now I'm getting spam blasted by these accounts being like, why won't you answer? Why won't you respond? And I'm like, what is this?
That's the internet, Tim.
This is not typical. This does not happen. I've been accused of being a shill for Israel. I get it all the time. And I don't get blasted by like 500 accounts the second it does. And I'm
like, I find that hard to believe. That this has never happened to Tim before.
Like,
it's the internet, bro. This is how people behave.
Could it be that he got the call?
The haters come out
they
when
said, we will pull back on destroying everything that you are. You bring a man like that to the brink. A man who used to have millions every month, who now says he doesn't even have more than 10K in his bank account. And you say, we will.
Okay, so that's another shot. Yeah, he only has 10K because of the lawsuits. Okay. All right, yeah. So Alex is at the point where he's completely destitute and his only choice is to attack Tim. That's his only way to get back.
Super chatted $10, 220 watching and 69 likes. Nice. Smash the like, my friends.
Thank you, Jefe, for the 10. Yeah, guys, smash the likes, smash the thumbs up if you enjoyed the show. Memberships as well, if you guys want to support. It's appreciate it.
We will back off. But now you work for us. Was it that easy? Maybe they threaten his kids. I don't know. Let me show you some of this stuff. So this guy, Health Ranger, says Tim Pool had secret meetings with the Israeli government. Alex reports, I don't know his source on this, but I know blah, blah, blah.
So they're threatening Alex's kids in order for Alex to attack Tim Pool? So Tim Pool, they're so badly want to take Tim Pool down that Alex's kids are being threatened. And the whole thing is, we won't kill your kids if you just attack Tim Pool. Come on, dude. This is fucking... It's insane, bro. It's insane. Tim, you should just really apologize to Alex. Here's the thing about Alex. Like, yeah, he could be hot-tempered, but I'm pretty sure he would forgive you and drop it if you were just like, sorry. I know that came across like I was rubbing things in and you know, I was taking a shot to attack you when everybody else was attacking you. So sorry, it came across wrong. I didn't mean for it to come across like that. If you called Alex and said that, I bet you Alex would stop this and they'd drop it. And then maybe, I still think at some point they're both going to get together and do a show. And you know, like we've seen so many times, they're going to get together and do a show, and then fences will be mended. We'll see.
Didn't have a secret meeting. Had one meeting at Blair House a year and a half ago. Tweeted literally as I was leaving the building. Just met with him. It's going to be interesting.
Shout out Raymond G. Stanley. What's up, buddy?
And then all of a sudden,
Raymond is, you worked for Tim for a little bit, right? Raymond's a good dude. He's always sharing my stuff. Shout out Raymond.
Now they're running lies saying it was exposed and leaked.
We may disagree on our takes on this stuff, Raymond, but I still love you, bro.
I was there, which it literally wasn't. But of course, it's all fake. Native Patriot says, "This is interesting. I got to be honest. I don't know why so many people believe Tim to be an Israel Schiller operative. I've never seen that. I've seen him play nice, but I've never seen anything that would give me the hint of him selling his soul. I posted totally serious, extremely effing weird. In December, Alex texted me Candace was a demon. The last message we have is about us hanging out in Austin. Why is he attacking me all of a sudden? Call me a backstabber. It's like weird. His secret meeting leaked last year, but it didn't get much coverage. There was no secret meeting. Alex Jones exposed Tim Pool, blah, blah, blah. And a bunch of comments. You didn't address the accusations, I see. It's weird that they're all saying this. I have defended Alex Jones publicly for nearly 10 years. Well, there's your problem. I guess so.
So now you're taking back doing the right thing, which is defending freedom of speech? Because, like, even somebody I disagree with and despise, if I feel like their speech is being censored, I'm going to stand up for them in that realm, right? Because it's like, Alex, there's a lot of things I disagree with Alex about. Just because I fucking say he shouldn't be been censored the way he was, that's a violation of freedom of speech. It's a violation of his First Amendment. And we got a real problem in this country where corporations can just silence people on the new modern town square. That doesn't mean I agree. I have to support everything Alex does just because I stand up for his freedom of speech. So are you saying you regret that now?
Woman says, because he's an alcoholic psychopath, he tried to physically attack me in D.C. in December of 2020, and there was a warrant out for his arrest. Have you not read all the horror stories about him? Why does anyone give him the time of day? Well, you know, is what it is. Vail Report says, I support Alex over Tim Pool any day of the week. It appears that Alex might actually take me up on my challenge to talk about Carl Jung. Okay, well, I don't know what that's about. I guess Alex Jones is questioning Tim Pool's associations. Tim Pool seems to believe the only reason someone should ever question you is if...
We're watching it till the end, because the end is when Tim kind of gets actually angry and starts throwing actual insults out there. It's kind of funny that he waited till the end to really bring the insults.
You said hurty words
and the name calling.
Is Tim Pool in the news business or a high school clique? I have no idea what point you're trying to make. Alex has been right for a long time. Jones is a true retard. Wow. Alex Jones claims Tim Pool has been privately meeting with Benjamin Netanyahu and people connect with the Israeli government. The thing is, some people are posting like, why is Alex saying, let me go to my Twitter. Why is Alex pulling up a story, you know? Oh, as an aside, for my final game, if you've been following my video games, you play as Hassan's dog firing vaccines out your ass at members of Congress while tripping. I just told Claude, I was like, mix them all up. We're going to go crazy.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see what this is. Why are there tons of faceless accounts spamming? Why won't you answer him when it's the first thing I did? How does Alex all of a sudden have generic bot accounts?
313 super chatted $3.56.
What's up, Convert?
It's so obvious Tim's only ever been about the money. He's up in his FKN multi-million-dollar compound, a FKN compound. Grubbing for Trump money, fake ass.
I mean, I say it all the time. People have to understand, like, people like to act like it's not a business and they're just doing it because they're fighting for a cause. And it's like, Tim's not unique in that way. everybody on the internet making content, it's a business to them. They want to get rich. They want to make money. And there's always a decision that comes where it's like, do I do the right thing? Doing the right thing is going to hurt my business if I don't go along and I don't like feed into what my audience wants to hear, even though I think this is wrong. Like there's a lot of issues with the way things are done right now. Okay. There's a lot of incentives to not actually speak your mind a lot of times because that would be bad for business. But it's again, like Tim's clearly, this is what's going on with Tim. I agree with what you're saying, Convert, but I think this is also the way most online personalities are. Like, it's a business, dude. They're in it for the money. Okay. It's just like anybody else who's going to work with a 9-to-5 job. Most people are not doing it for the love of the game. They're doing it because they need a paycheck. Okay. That's just the reality of it.
Spamming identical posts at me.
It's the reality of life.
Here's what he said. Israeli operatives. He called me an Israeli operative. Just admit the checks got too big to say no. Accept it, Tim, and be proud. Your grift went on for years undetected. To the average MAGA retard and the low IQ moderates, you made a ton of money, had a successful show. Then Trump got reelected and you reversed your position on nearly everything. Literally, my positions have just not changed at all. Like, literally all my positions are the exact same.
I think if I could explain it to you, Tim, people like me who were Trump supporters and really felt like what we needed Trump to do was probably the most important thing that could be done right now. Like the future of our country is at stake, pretty much. Like, this is like our last chance with Trump to like save this country. Okay. And then when Trump went off the rails and people like you, we didn't feel like you attacked Trump enough and called him out and were kind of joining us in our fucking outrage over being betrayed by Trump, that we feel a little betrayed by you. Because it's like, why aren't you standing up for what we all stood up for 4 years ago? What, you know, and I get it. Trump, Tim has called out the war and he's against the war. I don't know. I don't watch enough Tim these days, so it's hard to say what his exact positions are. So I got to be careful because I don't watch him enough.
Tim lost his credibility when he met with Netanyahu. Look at the golden Trump shoes. I pulled those off. Are they still up there? Oh, they're over there now. I did the joke where I was like, Here's Andrea. I notice the same thing occurs when any issue could potentially cause infighting among people who find themselves politically anywhere right or the left. Hassan Piker is praising Candace Owens. Candace and Tucker suddenly refreshing Hunter Biden. Candace and Tucker suddenly having more in common with the Young Turks. I get that people do not want foreign wars and they aren't fans of becoming Israel's war wingman. But this new childish everyone I met is a tool of Bibi is crazy. I don't think it's an accident. I don't think people accidentally are doing all of these things. I just don't. Alex shifted to supporting everything Candace says a little while ago. And now he's so entrenched, he can't back out. He's fallen off massively. Megyn the Karen Kelly dares to ask more questions than you do. All your former friends like Matt Gaetz turned on Israel. I don't care. Money alone doesn't push someone to commit political suicide. Did they threaten to Epstein your chickens or what? I stopped listening to Alex Jones a few months ago. I think it's likely he has been playing a long con since Sandy Hook. Maybe. The bots are skimming subject matter. It wouldn't matter who it was. It's what they're saying. Let's see. How much income did you get in the past from pro-Israel groups? Zero. Literally zero. I've never received any money from any foreign government ever in my life. For any reason. It's never happened.
I can believe Tim when he says that, but I think what a lot of people forget is that a lot of us are captured by the algorithm. So the algorithm is probably the most powerful thing to condition your behavior to behave in the way that the powers that be want. I think the algorithm is like the most powerful tool for human control that's ever been invented. But people aren't ready for that conversation.
This one, Alex, Tucker, and Candace have all come back to their senses. Interesting. You've changed over the last year. IRL has been about bitching about the success of other podcasts. When have we ever talked about that? Obliquely covering news and your expos are just rage baiting and complaining. Nope, that's always been the case. Can you please focus on covering the news again? That's why I started listening. It's all fake. You know? Anyway.
No, it's a bunch of haters, bro. It's a bunch of haters. They don't like you and they're taking the opportunity to attack you. That's it. There don't need to be a conspiracy here. Doesn't need to be that Alex Jones is, got brought into a secret meeting where it's like, oh, we'll stop destroying your career if you just attack Tim Pool. No, you pissed him off. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to punch you in the face now. I mean, what's hard to believe about that, Tim?
Anyway, there it is. The great betrayer, Alex Jones. It was as simple as a phone call. Alex can just, call me. In fact, he can just show up. I'll throw another thing in the mix. Guys, this is the nature of politics, right? Let's talk about...
Remember, Tim never went on Alex's show either. I remember Alex asking Tim to come on his show, and Tim basically flat out said no, live on Tim's podcast. And then Alex was like, but you'll do Ben Shapiro and Glenn Beck, but you won't do my show? And Tim was like, yeah. So I wonder if the hang up here, because I think though it would be smart, because business wise, it would be smart for them to do a podcast and hash things out. Okay. But I think the hang up might be that Tim will want Alex to come on his show, but then Alex will want Tim to come on Alex's show. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think they will mend fences at some point, but we'll see.
And we talk about Clint Russell as well, because he's a friend of the show, has an open invite to come on the show whenever he wanted. And then one day he said we wouldn't invite him on the show. And I'm just like, what? Why is he lying?
Yeah, the open invite thing's weird, because I've had people tell me that too. Like, you have an open invite. Like, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm just going to be like, I'm going to like call you and be like, I want to be on your show tonight. Some people aren't comfortable with that. I want you to invite me on your show. I want you to reach out and go, hey, do you want to come on the show Wednesday? I don't want to have to reach out to you and be like, hey, can I come on your show Wednesday? I don't know.
That's just so weird. Now for him, I think he's just desperate to be in the crowd or whatever. And, you know, Candace Owens, she gets lots of views, so everybody is desperate to try and, you know, be in her camp or whatever. Meanwhile, they're tweeting at me, why are your views down, Tim? I don't care.
Yeah. Everybody's views are down, bro. These algorithms. I remember back in the day, Facebook used to be like very organic. Like you could post as a creator and even as a viewer, like you would get organic shit. And then Facebook like kind of changed for a while where it's like, oh, why are we giving people free views when we can charge them for ads? So essentially, if we don't push people's shit to anybody, people will end up paying us in order to put their content in front of people. I wonder if that's going to become the model again, because these companies are so greedy. The YouTube's sitting there going like, why are we giving people all this free reach when they can just, we could limit it and then make them pay for ads? I don't know, but dude, the algorithms are like the worst they've ever been for everybody, bro.
Play whatever weird games you do. Maybe that's it. Maybe the benefit Alex is looking for is that he's trying to be with the crowd that appears to get the viewership. I mean, he's complaining about his views going down. Maybe the real benefit was, I will attack Tim Pool because it will help me get views. Okay, well then he's just a piece of shit scumbag. But I guess he is either way, right? He's either a coward who is being threatened, or he's just so desperate for views. There you go, Alex. I hope it's worth it. Phone's right there. Hope it's worth it. Homeboy shows up on my show, pissed drunk, and has what we believe was an alcohol-induced stroke on the show.
Okay, well, this is a low blow, because from what I've seen, you know, Alex sometimes is like, he does a long day, and sometimes at night he sounds a little like he's drunk. But from what I've seen, Alex has definitely got his drinking under control. You can tell that by how much weight he's lost, because those two things go hand in hand. Okay? A big part of Alex losing all that weight and looking healthier is the fact that he's cut back on the drinking. I don't know if he's a complete sober, never drinks, but he's definitely cut way back. So I don't like that when somebody gets off of drugs, you know, like your old friend got off of heroin and like he's doing really good, but then you want to bring up the time he was on heroin 10 years ago and shit himself and then stole from somebody. It's like, I don't know, dude. Were you trying to get him back on the bottle or something? Like, what are we doing?
We cut the show, pull the cameras, and he has to leave for a medical emergency.
And I think Alex felt a pressure to get drunk on these shows because that shit was like very popular. Alex would go on Flagrant and get drunk. He'd get drunk with Alex. And when he'd get drunk, the show would get so entertaining. So I don't know. I think sometimes also, because, you know, Alex was a little drunk when first time I interviewed him as well. And I mean, not near as drunk as he was on these other shows. It was much earlier in the day. But, you know, I don't know, man. I wonder how much of the podcasts themselves have a responsibility for that, because they know, hey, if we have booze here for Alex to drink, he's going to get drunk and we're going to get wild and entertaining Alex. Which, by the way, I'll admit, Alex drunk is like, if Alex on a podcast drunk is the most entertaining shit ever.
And we've never said a bad word of the man. He shows up drunk to Gasworks in Austin, sloshed out of his mind, staring down the bottom of a bottle of Tito's. And we never said a bad word of the man. You are a piece of shit, Alex Jones. You are a betrayer, you are disloyal, and you deserve everything that's coming to you.
Yeah, he waited till the very end to really hammer him with the hard fucking language there. I don't know. I mean, it's weird to me that you're going to pretend like he just started attacking you for no reason. That just out of nowhere, after I was the best friend to him ever, he just started attacking me when you literally took the first shot. You literally took the opportunity when he was trying to explain there's an issue with X to be like, well, that's what happens when you turn on Trump, and then you expect him to not be upset about it. And Tim, you gave him a doorway. You gave him a doorway to start another beef, which he knows people love. And you could easily end this pretty quickly, because that's one thing about Alex. I think Alex is quick to forgive. Alex will go insane on you, and it's like 1,000% attack, go after every little weakness you have. But then the moment you're like, you make the effort to bring the temperature down and like, you know, touch base, like he'll calm down. And yeah. But I don't think Tim's going. Tim's like, you got to call me. No, maybe you could call him, Tim. And you could apologize for kicking this off because you're the one that kicked it off. Let's see what else we got here. Then we got more of Alex responding. This is insane. After the news leaked that Tim Pool secretly received marching orders from Bibi Netanyahu. Okay, Alex is going all the way. Alex is going all the way here. The host of Timcast now bizarrely accuses Alex Jones of receiving the call, implying that Jones is on the payroll of a foreign government.
Just like Tim attacked me days into it when it was known it was just a bug at X saying, no, it's you, you're not popular, to try to create that illusion. I don't need Qatari bots. I don't need Pakistani bots or Israeli bots like you do. I have a popular show decade after decade after decade. It's been #1 for years at a time. Confirmed, reported, even the New York Times admitted it. So I was around when you guys were in diapers fighting the tyranny. Who'd I get a call from, pal? Because I didn't meet in secret.
This is the first time I'm seeing this, so I'm reacting to this first time just like you guys.
I didn't meet in secret with Netanyahu. No, I didn't. I showed you the headlines. Met in secret. Oh, he said, Alex got the call. That's the simple explanation. Really? Did I get a call from Benjamin Netanyahu to come meet with him secretly like you did?
I love that Alex has to print out all the paperwork. It's like, no, we can't just have an overlay, have our producer like overlay the text message, the Twitter post. No, let's print out the paper so I can show the fucking papers. Typical Alex.
Attack you. Dude, you're not important enough for some government that you're trying to imply I'm paid by to come out and attack you. You weighed in when I'm trying to get a glitch on X fixed that I was confirmed to be right about, and said that I deserved it and that I'd actually lost my audience because
Convert 313 super chatted $3.56. If you're grifting to become rich by spreading conservative views you don't believe in while the country's dying, no different than a thieving fake pastor.
Yeah, I mean, people will do a lot of things to get rich, bro. You know, to a lot of people, getting rich is the ultimate end goal, and however to get there, it doesn't matter, just as long as you get there. And, once you get there, you're like untouchable. There was a message. Raymond says, why do they keep saying secret? Probably just to be jerks. Well, in a way, it is kind of secret, though, Raymond, because they're not allowed to actually talk about what they talked about, right? The chatting house rules or whatever. So, like, even though the meeting was public, like, you're not actually supposed to talk about what Netanyahu talked about. So that part is secret. So it's a little in between. Like, you're right. It's not secret. It was a public meeting. But also, by the rules, the meeting and what happened in the meeting is secret. Unless I'm misunderstanding.
Freedom isn't popular and being.
Although Tim did come out and tweet that Netanyahu was trying to lobby them on the Iran war. So, that part, I guess, I honestly would like to know what the fuck they talked about. We'd all like to know.
This war isn't popular when all the polls, all the numbers, all the facts show it. Ben Shapiro, all of them have destroyed their careers, unveiling themselves, uncloaking as Israeli operatives. You got $1.3 billion the Knesset passed last year to pay for brainwashing in America. You have the Israelis trying to take over the NDAA, the Defense Authorization Act. You've got them primarying people and bragging about it. And you have the Jewish Insider last year about the secret meeting. And then Tim Pool gets asked about it. And Netanyahu.
Also, it just sounds worse when you say secret meeting. And Alex is not trying to make, Alex is trying to make it look bad right now because, again, he's mad at Tim. He's mad. So he's trying to this is his way of getting back at Tim. And it sounds worse when you say a secret meeting.
Who talks about it. And they admit that Netanyahu called and asked him to be there specifically because he was going to expose Qatari agents. Overhead shot, please. He was going to expose the Qatari agents with no proof. And the guy I got coming on next from the quartering He said in a post, no,
Oh, that's right. He had the quarter pounder on today. I think I got some clips from that too.
it's because your Pakistani
to that
bots
later.
were asleep. And he'll say it's a joke, but it's not. I have never taken any foreign government money. I've never taken money from the Israelis, the Republican Party, Democrat Party, anybody. Back when I had YouTube, right before they banned me, it was crazy because we were like #1, millions of views, every month or so. And boom, 20,000 spent by the Air Force, 5,000 by the Marines. I was like, this is cool. There were news articles. What are the Marines and Air Force doing? So yeah, the U.S. government, without me asking, because I was wide open on advertising, I had the thing where I wouldn't select it. That's the only government ever put any money into me that I know of. It was magically through some circuitous route, maybe. Remember when they had a Russian company bought part of a file sharing site where you give them your files, they give you your files, you upload them, and Tim Pool that came out was getting some Russian money. And when he came out and said, I didn't know I was getting Russian money, I believed him because I know how that stuff works. I never did one of those.
That looked like that was a bit of a hit job on Tim. Didn't they drop all the charges and all that? I forgot the details. Wasn't it like they had like 2 editors that used to work for RT or some shit, and that because of that, this whole thing blew up? I don't know. That seemed like just a left-wing hit job on Tim.
Contracts, because I knew that kind of stuff was involved. So I never got money from the Russians like Tim Pool. I've never gotten money from the Israelis. I got money from the Air Force and Marines. And it became a big national scandal. You can look it up. Oh, God, the left's like, look, what's he doing getting money? We had giant viewership on YouTube, and we had a huge audience of young males. That's their target influencers. So that's where we are. That's the reality. So I got to tell you, Tim, you got big old huevos rancheros there, pal, saying, I got a call. Who'd I get a call from, pal? Because I didn't meet in secret. I didn't meet in secret with Netanyahu. No, I didn't. And I showed you the headlines. Met in secret. Oh, he said, Alex got the call. That's the simple explanation. Really? Did I get a call from Benjamin Netanyahu?
It's so long ago, Raymond. I got to look it up because I don't remember the details. But I could have sworn something about somebody that worked for, what was the name of the company again? Actually, it's so long. I barely remember. But wasn't there somebody or like 2 people? I remember hearing this, that had some connection to RT in the past. Maybe they weren't editors. I don't know. I remember that's one thing I remember hearing about it. But by the way, I don't think that's a problem. So who cares, dude? We demonize Russia way too fucking much.
Is that what happened? Is that what went on? I want to know. I want to know what you're talking about, Tim. I want you to answer the question. Netanyahu, Israel fighting 8-front battle. The 8 fronts here in the U.S. for our minds. Netanyahu pushes back on anti-Israel trends in meeting with podcasters. Israel Prime Minister secretly met with conservative media personalities. And then Tim tries to spin it and says, oh, I announced the meeting. It's just secret what we talked about. No, the meeting was secret, and the details are secret, and you need to come clean, especially now. I felt a little guilty going after you, but you attacking me for no reason was personal, so I'm tired of putting up with crap. It was a long day. I was up at 4 a.m. I was still working at night. If I wasn't tired yesterday, I wouldn't have probably shot back, but I'm glad I did now, buddy, because I want you to tell me who I got a call from, who I'm getting money from. I'll tell you I'm getting money from the viewers and listeners that support us and get great supplements and great T-shirts and great knives and everything else at thealexjonesstore.com. That's who finances me, the viewers and listeners of this broadcast. And the implication that freedom isn't popular is bullcrap, and you know it. So I'm on your ass now, Pool, and I know a lot more stuff I think I may just bring out today.
All right, this is before I get the copyright claim for whatever song this is. It is like a little bit like Alex comes out and goes, well, you're taking money from Netanyahu, and then Tim's like, well, you're taking money from somebody. I don't think either of them are taking money. I think this is simply a thing of like, Alex feels attacked, and I think rightfully so. Because again, like, look, I support Alex. I understand these algorithms, the games they play. Tim knows better than anybody else. And my response was just to repost Alex to get his message out there, so hopefully the problem can get fixed. Whereas Tim's response was to be like, oh, well, this is what happens. You turned on Trump, you're going to lose audience. And it seemed like an attack. For me, a lot of people, Alex as well, felt like it was an attack. And they're both, it's just, now Alex is pissed off, so he attacked, and now Tim feels it like he's been attacked, so now he's attacking back, and it's just more of this petty internet shit, you know? But I really do think, in my opinion, Tim's the one that needs to apologize because he's the one that started it.
Now the number one news and website in the world, thanks to Elon taking over 3.5, 4 years ago. And what happened over the weekend and the aftermath of that, that is a wonderful window or keyhole into the world of Israeli operatives and the propaganda they engage.
Raymond says, I like your take on how to squash it. Yeah, but I don't, well, my take is Tim should apologize to Alex. And I think if Tim was to say, look, I understand from your point of view, it came across like I was piling on, but that wasn't really, whether or not it was his intent, he could say it wasn't my intent. My intent was just like, this could be what's going on. And I think just that little reaching out may be enough to calm both sides down. But I don't think Tim would do that. I don't think Tim's going to reach out and apologize at this point. I think he wants Alex to apologize to him because Tim's playing like he's the victim.
So, just to recap briefly, over the weekend, X did big algorithm changes, back-end changes. There were some bugs. All of the live show feeds, entertainment shows, sports shows, news shows, political shows, saw over a 90% reduction. It wouldn't even post the live feed up there where you could see it. And I said, I think this is a bug. That's what most people thought it was. We went and looked at the different forums and large contributors and people, what they were saying. I talked to my social media people. They said it's probably just a bug. We did reports on it, sent it to Elon Musk, at Elon Musk on X, and they got it fixed by Monday morning. And I came out and said, okay, it was a glitch like we thought. Great. Because Elon, we hope you didn't buy X to just later start censoring it. We didn't accuse him of that. I know
the X algorithm is dog shit now, man. I don't know what happened, but it's dog shit.
This Sunday night when we really saw this happening, and I did some reports saying we think it's a bug, but it may not be. Maybe somebody that Elon doesn't know inside his system is using this upgrade to engage in some chicanery. We're not sure. And suddenly, instantly, all these influencers and all these talk show hosts and people like The Quartering, who's going to be joining us next hour, have a debate with him, Jeremy, they came out and said, oh, your Pakistani bots, your Qatari bots weren't busy today. Everyone's sick of you. That's why you lost 90% of your viewers on the streams overnight. And I saw like the vast majority of the comments, all these known Israeli regurgitators.
See, that's what also probably made it worse for Alex is you have like The Quartering saying shit like that and a bunch of other people. Like if you looked at his responses, it was a bunch of that. It was a bunch of people, a bunch of MAGA who were like, well, this is what you get, Alex. And then you got The Quartering accusing him of having Qatari bots backing him up. And then on top of that, then Tim piles on in the midst of that. And it's like, you should have just fucking maybe texted him or called him. And honestly, like the thing a friend does is you just retweet his message and you help boost his message so it actually gets heard and addressed.
Not saying they're all on the Israeli payroll, but they certainly all parrot the same thing. Pro-war, whatever Trump does is great. Anybody that opposes is a traitor. It's on the Iranian or Qatari payroll. I noticed they all flooded in within minutes of me after the show posting a short video saying, hey, we've had time to look at this. Looks like it's a glitch, but we need to investigate. What do you know? What do you think? I said to the other users, other live streamers, they said, no, we're all seeing it too. And a lot of them were political. And so then on Monday, it intensified news articles, other people attacking me. Tim Pool came out and said, buddy, you were pro-Trump for 10 years. You turned against him. You basically stabbed him in the back. And so what do you expect? That's when it was known that it was a glitch and it was in the update and that they fixed it. And the numbers went back to normal for normal, size people tuning in. And so I just got upset about that because I've known Tim a long time. I've been nothing but nice to Tim. He's done some swarmy kind of backhanded things here and there. He's kind of known for that. But let's just say this. I think of Tim Pool as an overall talented, smart guy in many ways, but he rides the fence a lot. I agree with some things, disagree with others. And it just pissed me off when yesterday evening I saw him when it was admitted to be a glitch, X had admitted it was a glitch, it had been corrected, to then say, no, you're just not popular. Because I knew that was an Israeli bot talking point, so whether or not he's on the payroll or not, and boy, there's some bad signs I'll get to in a moment, in meeting secretly with Netanyahu last year, he was regurgitating that at me when I'm supposedly his friend. And I had reservations about whether he was really my friend or not. But I just said, because it's personal, I don't like it. And so I'm going to talk about it.
So I had to drain the lizard
he was
there, bro.
dancing on my imaginary fake political grave.
I had to piss so bad.
Taking reality and inverting it. It's ultra unpopular to have this Iran war. It's ultra unpopular to be Israel first. It's ultra unpopular with Ben Shapiro, a shadow of his former self, and viewers. Used to have millions of views per video. Now it's like 5,000 on average. Mark Levin was never.
Yeah, but is it just that Ben ran out of money for paying for advertising? Because it looks like the reason Ben blew up so much is because he was paying tons of money to the platforms to push his shit.
Never that popular, but he's a shadow of his former self. Trump threw away his old real OG supporters and absolutely came in the last year or so and publicly wedded himself to all these never Trumpers. And then I've seen people like Tim Pool and others since he met with Netanyahu last year, clearly when I see clips of him, align himself closer to all of this. And then to see him join in on that talking point that we know clearly with the $1.3 billion the Knesset passed alone, not to mention all the other billionaire, Israeli and Jewish money.
Yeah, Clam Jammer says all the grifters hate each other and they only work together because of mutual benefit. But when it comes time, they are allowed to dogpile on one they go to town with. Yeah, here's the thing, man. Again, it's a business. A lot of what you think are friendships are not friendships. It's you can help me. If I collab with you, I'm going to get access to your audience and that helps me. But the moment that I can get views off shitting on you, that's what they're going to do. Okay. Now, there are some people that can make real friendships, people that will have your back in this business, but it's very, very, very rare. Because the most important thing is your viewership. It's the attention from the masses, and people will, throw you under the bus in a split second if it meant they got double the viewership that they normally would get.
That this was a hit job. And so that's what pissed me off. So I simply said, hey, buddy, you're the one that got caught meeting secretly with Netanyahu in a propaganda meeting right after he announced the eighth front war against the American people's.
What's my feel on Owen Benjamin? Yeah, I love Owen Benjamin. I think Owen Benjamin's hilarious. There was a point where I was, when Owen was on YouTube, where I was a regular live stream viewer because his live streams were super entertaining. I love when he plays the piano. I think he's a sneaky genius, but Owen's also doing what everybody else does. They lean into whatever gets them attention. So Owen leans into the Candace conspiracy slop, gets attention, and now, Lionel, same thing. Lionel's like, nobody gives a fuck about Lionel. All of a sudden, he leans into the Candace conspiracy slop, and all of a sudden, he gets a lot more attention, and now his whole channel is just, talking about Candace Owens. So, but that doesn't mean I have to not like somebody just because I recognize the game being played. Like, I recognize the game. I'm in the game. But I still love Owen. He's still hilarious. He's still very talented. And, part of the situation is we didn't create the game. We didn't create the rules of the game. We didn't develop the algorithms to behave this way. We didn't change the algorithms to stop being about who you follow and then start being about these For You feeds and everybody's got to fight for the attention to get on the For You feed. We didn't create that landscape. We just have to exist in it.
Minds and the Eighth Front War to primary anybody that isn't for this war, and the Eighth Front War to come in and take over the Pentagon with the current NDAA, you have explaining to do because he was a friend. And because I don't like to.
Yeah, I think Owen, somebody said Owen brings solutions as well as comic relief, win-win. I think that's one of the most important things Owen has done as a public figure is to show people like, hey, you can go and like build your own little safety net, have your own little land, grow vegetables, have animals and like be self-sustaining. And I think, it makes me want to do it. I want to go buy some land and be self-sustaining, even though, God dang, it's a lot of hard work.
The infight, when I saw that last year, I was pretty shocked by it. But I even apologized to people last night on X when I posted some videos while I was driving home, multitasking, that I should have made a bigger deal about it. I mean, I think I mentioned it. I said I thought it didn't look good, but I left it at that. So that's the reality. Then, and I'll show you all the receipts here in a moment, then Tim Pool came out today, just a few hours ago, and said, Alex Jones got the call. I've never done anything to Alex. I've been a friend. I've been his defender. I did nothing to him. No mention of him saying, no, you've lost your audience because the war is so popular and worshiping Israel is so popular and all the horrible things Trump's doing are so popular, which they're not. No mention of how he attacked me.
I think it is a little silly how everybody's so quick to mention viewership. Like, I get that attack all the time. Like, oh, yeah, it must suck. You're a failure because your views are low. It's like, bro, I do my show. All that shit is out of my control, okay? I'm not like Tim Pool. Again, I don't have access to fucking a YouTube partner to go through and clean my account and make sure it's clean and doesn't have all these tags on it. So it's out of your control. And the algorithms are fucked. So like Candace's fans do this all the time. They point to like how much algorithmic love she's getting from these social media platforms as like proof that she's right. And like, it's like, no, actually that's a little shady in my opinion. When you're getting pushed by the same powers that be that you claim to be fighting against, I don't know, but people love to use that as an attack vector. And it's also very powerful as a way to discredit people. Because if the algorithms don't give you a lot of views, it literally discredits you. Because people see the lower viewership and go, oh, he must not be good. His show must suck, or he must be wrong, or whatever. That's just the nature of reality that we live in, unfortunately.
He literally did post after post after post. We'll show you some of them saying, why are you doing this? Why did you attack your friend? Why'd you stab me in the back out of a clear blue sky? I attacked you because I was already guilty for not making a big deal about your secret Israeli meeting with the prime minister. And well,
I'm not even talking about this show. Toxic Masculinity says it's 12 a.m. How many views do you expect? I do expect less views the later the show goes on, but this show's actually doing more than normal. So
attacked you because enough is enough. And I've already had some issues and some things I had problems with that I held my tongue because I'm not somebody that goes around starting fights with other broadcasters and podcasters and journalists and pundits and researchers. Notice I didn't say influencer. I hate that word that they've told us we are, and I'll explain.
By the way, I was also right. El Jefe says, Ping, they can't stand that Ping is always right. I am right about a lot of things. Like, I predict a lot of things accurately, but nobody ever remembers that I predicted them. It's very frustrating, and I don't want to have to always blow my own horn and be like, guys, you know, I said this, and I was right about Hayden Panettiere. I said it looks like it's something to do with drugs. Right about that. So you chalk another one up to the Ping is always right. Chalk one up for me again, baby.
Why on that in a moment.
I forgot to put myself
back on philosophy, that name is a pejorative, is an insult. So Trump has a 25 to 26 to 27% approval rating, depending on the poll, including
Mike Jones. You're absolutely correct, bro. Mike Jones says, to the grifters, it's entertainment. To the general public, it's real. I mean, call them grifters, whatever. It's WWE, bro. It is literally WWE. Okay? That's what it is. All the comparisons to this, to WWE, are 100% accurate. It's all fucking wrestling, bro. It's putting on a show.
Internal White House polls, when it comes to this war and his Israel first stance and the economy. His overall approval rating is the lowest it's ever been. It was 57 16 months ago. It is now at 33. And here's just another Reuters poll. There's hundreds of these showing these. I don't just mind.
Because the economy is still terrible for the average person, it's going to make it so much easier for the commies like AOC to come in and promise people a bunch of shit and probably take power. And I mean, with her big old titties, I know a lot of dudes are going to vote for AOC just because the titties. I mean, I have to fight against that. When I see, you know, certain shots of AOC, I'm like, that makes me want to vote. I want to vote so fucking hard right now.
Endlessly believe polls. I've talked to White House insiders. I've talked to pollsters that had meetings with Trump last year and this year. They are extremely concerned. So is J.D. Vance. And I talk to people on the street and my listeners, and they're pissed off at Trump. So the idea where they do this high school thing or junior high thing where like, oh, you're not cool. You're not at the Howard Lutnick, Jerry Epstein table. Ooh, your audience is totally, you know, gone away because you're not pro-Israel running the Pentagon and not pro-Israel running our foreign policy. Oh, you're not cool. We are. You're unpopular. All the numbers show that. Ben Shapiro's destroyed himself. Mark Levin's destroyed himself. A bunch of you've really hurt yourself getting on board with this. And then, obviously, the Israeli operatives put out the message. Trump's head, one of his head speechwriters and head of all the social media, a couple months ago went on Tucker. They're trying to fire him over it. And said, I got offered $22 million by the Israelis last year to put out nothing but pro-war propaganda and pro-Israel takeover of the U.S. propaganda. And I told them no. They were trying to buy off Trump's social media head without even telling Trump. That's espionage. So we know this is going on. $1.3 billion and counting, they have officially passed in their government to engage in their eighth front war here in America. And we have a...
See, this is like a couple years ago, I would say the same thing Tim was saying. I would say, I don't care about Israel. I really don't. What I care about is fixing America. And our problems are our fucking politicians. And like, it's like your wife is sleeping around and you're blaming all the dudes that are fucking your wife instead of blaming your wife for being a fucking whore. Right? But then when you have like that fucking the NDAA or whatever, where it's like, what the fuck is that? And then you have Trump completely flipping and starting a war that Israel dragged us. It's like, okay, at this point, you do kind of have to care about Israel when they're literally having this much influence over our government. Okay, so I don't know, how can we not care about Israel at this point? To me, at a certain point, you got to care and be like, okay, we got to stop this shit because we need our government to actually put the interests of the American people first. But they always sell you a fucking beautiful little dream, tell you what you want to hear, and then they get in office and they put everybody's interests above the American people, foreign interests, the corporate interests. Everybody but the American people gets a voice once they're in there. We got to put it, I mean, I don't know how we fix that. I saw Shane Gillis come out and say something that I've been saying for a while, which is like, we need a revolution from within the presidency. He said Teddy Roosevelt. I say like Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson. We need a wild fucking figure who we hope Trump would be to go in there and literally wage war against the corruption in our government and bring back our government to something that resembles what our founding fathers envisioned. And yeah, I don't know if we're ever going to get that. Trump's not it. We were hoping Trump would be it. He's not. So maybe Alex Jones 2028. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Compilation that Brandon put together, we're going to be playing here in a few minutes. I had him make before the beginning of the show. So let's get that ready, please. Thank you. Give me an aye on that because I forgot to tell you he made that. Just give me a Roger. We have it. Okay, we'll go to that in a moment. So, a lot of stuff going on here. I give the crew incredible amounts of stuff to do, and they do a great job getting it done. I forgot to remind them, though, that we had that put together. Compilation of him with the 8th Front War and brainwashing American people, and, you know, let's use the same energy we used on Hamas with exploding pagers on the American people. You're going to hear that from the Israel Firsters.
Y'all keep saying who? I don't know who, Skank Hunt. That's where we're at right now. I've been saying that for a while. Like, I'm done with Trump. We need to figure out who's going to be that next guy that's going to go in and be willing to put his life on the line to wage revolution from within the presidency. Because if you ask me, if you've studied revolutions enough, you don't want the people to wage the revolution, okay? You could end up getting your head chopped off really easily. You don't want that. But a president waging revolution from the power of the presidency, that's the best case scenario. But we need somebody who's willing to be like a soldier and risk being assassinated and risk being called a dictator and all the bad press and just do what's right. And I don't know if we're going to get that. As of right now, it doesn't look like we are.
Who are definitely making their move on taking over the United States as we speak. They admit themselves.
As you know, a 7th Front War, and we've come out in many ways victorious. But there's an 8th front, and that's the front for the hearts and minds of people, especially young people in the West, and for me, especially in the United States, and for me, especially on the conservative wing of the United States. Social media, this is the new battlefield. This is the 8th front. The disinformation campaign is humongous. It takes a second for a lie to circulate the world, and then you have to battle it with the only weapon you have, which is the truth. So what Israel is fighting here is not merely a 7th Front War, which I'll have to attend to in a few minutes, but an 8th Front War. It's the war, ultimately, of civilization against barbarism.
But we need the kind of genius that manufactured Apollo gold pagers and infiltrated Hezbollah for over a decade to prepare for this battle. We need the kind of courage that executed Operation Deep Layer inside Syria and destroyed Iranian missile manufacturing capabilities to undertake this mission.
Rome and Jerusalem clashed over values with a great tragedy for the Jewish people. But the new Rome, the United States,
we monitor them online, social media, messaging apps, video games, cryptocurrency, podcasts, short-form video, Wikipedia, LLM. We monitor these people and we share the intelligence with the FBI.
and I think it's not just Israel's battle. I think it's our common Judeo-Christian civilizational battle. And I think we have to engage in that battle as forcefully, with as much resolution as we engage.
Alex debated the quartering today. I have some clips from it.
The other seven fronts.
We'll give this a little longer.
Influencers.
I mean, we all know what's going on here. Israel's trying to buy people off to support their causes. Get back to Alex.
Now, like I was on China, China is now not the number one thing trying to take over. It is Israel. And no one can deny that. And the Pentagon Defense Intelligence Agency came out a few months ago and said Israel's now the number one espionage threat and intelligence threat to the United States. So notice, though, they don't have the bots attack the Pentagon because they know no one's going to buy that. They just act like it's only me saying it and then hope they can spin things. So here's the headline on AlexJonesLive.com. Tim Pool cries foul after attacking Alex Jones. InfoWars founder calls on Timcast host to come clean on secret meetings with Netanyahu and Israeli officials. And then all the bots, the same known bots came in, and influencers, that's what they are, shills, and said, oh, he announced the meeting. It was public. It was on TV. He had Netanyahu on the podcast. None of that happened. It came out a month after the meeting in a Jewish newspaper in Israel about the secret meeting. Tim got confronted with it, and he said, yeah, it's secret, Chatham House rules. That is on the record. I will show you the articles. I will show you where it was done. And then you can go read under all my videos on this. I posted 3 of them last night. The comments everywhere. Oh, it's secret, but we know about it, Alex. You're crazy. Trying to gaslight other readers thinking you're stupid. And it's all...
But he's addressing your what you said earlier, dude.
All the same comment, all the same garbage, just like Tim attacked me days into it when it was known it was just a bug at X saying, no, it's you, you're not popular, to try to create that illusion. I don't need Qatari bots. I don't need Pakistani bots or Israeli bots like you do. I have a popular show decade after decade after decade. It's been number one for years at a time. Confirmed, reported, even the New York Times admitted it. So I was around when you guys were in diapers fighting the tyranny. So let's continue. Overhead shot, please. Here's some headlines for you. April 11th last year, Israel Prime Minister secretly met with conservative media personalities. And it goes through all the articles, the admissions, all of it right there. It was secret. Netanyahu, Israel's fighting 8-front battle for truth. Newsmax. Tim Pool hits back at critics over white. That's another different article. Netanyahu pushes back on anti-Israel trends in meeting with podcaster. That's the Jewish insider that first broke it.
At Raymond D.G. Stanley
Tim
just
Pool
super
confirmed.
chatted $5. I got a bounce, trip. Excellent show. Word is that you're always right. I dig it. Look forward to your next banger. America.
Thank you, Raymond. I mean, I'm not always right. I get things wrong, but I do have a pretty good track record of predicting things, because to me, it's not hard to predict a lot of things.
It was me with Netanyahu to discuss anti-Semitism
Thank you, Raymond.
in
Have a good night,
pro-Trump
brother.
spaces and how to deal with it and counter it. That means being against the war, being against murdering everybody in Gaza. Tim Pool confirms meeting with Netanyahu to discuss anti-Semitism in pro-Trump spaces. He didn't have him on the podcast. He kept it secret. He said, I won't say what was there. Chatham House rules, meaning secret. The meeting was secret, and what was said was secret. But now they're spinning it like, I told you, it was public. Had him on the podcast. That's the reality. The news outlet Jewish Insider broke the story in April 2025, detailing that Tim Pool, along with other podcasters and media figures, right after the 8th Front War was announced, met with the Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu at the Blair House in D.C., led by the former White House press secretary.
So Tim did respond to Alex and say that Netanyahu was lobbying them to support the Iran war. Was he even supposed to say that? By the chatting him house rules or whatever? Like, was he supposed to not spill the beans on what Netanyahu was lobbying for? I mean, that's kind of shady as well, bro. That's kind of shady. Like, if there is a foreign lobby trying to lobby people to support something, especially like influencers and people who have all this sway over the American people, shouldn't that be public so the American people could see what the fuck's going on? I don't know. Here's him talking with Quartering. Video, Alex Jones goes into goblin mode. Tim Pool just jumped the shark, claims that Alex Jones got the call after Pool admittedly met with Netanyahu. I think this is the one with Quartering.
You're going to call Tim, right? You call Tim?
No, Tim should call him. In my opinion, Tim should be the one to call him because Tim was the one who took the first shot.
Come on.
You're kicking your friend when he's down is what it is.
Put Godzilla, use Godzilla for somebody who isn't 95% on your side. You're Godzilla, he's Mothra,
No, he's Godzilla. This is right here. I'm fighting Tim Pool, right? This is actual, this is not AI. This is real. Okay.
Yeah. I saw it on the news this morning. It's 100% real. Please at least consider it because we need you guys united, even if you disagree on this one issue. I can't say if he'll come on and talk to you or not.
I'm a gorilla. Murder yourself.
Alex,
that's something I should play here. This is I took the opportunity today to post some of my old edits. We'll get back to the Quartering and Alex, but where's my profile? Look at my profile. It's like, real Alex Jones has been wanting to fight Timcast for a long time now. Again, I predict things, bro. I'm a Nostradamus.
Hey guys, I know what ghosts are.
What is happening?
I didn't invent Quarter Pounder, by the way, guys. Quarter Pounder, people have been calling Quartering the Quarter Pounder for a while, so I can't take credit for that.
There's a ton of people who are fans of mine and like the show.
No, shut up.
What the?
Whoa.
What? No way, dude. This makes no sense.
I am a gorilla.
The worst thing Alex did on this show is that he took the jacket off. That always pisses me off. When people show up with like a jacket or a hat and then halfway through they take it off and it ruins the continuity of the edit. And this one I was like, I just got to go forward and just fuck it. The continuity's ruined, but we're going to have to deal with it.
Is that it?
That's it.
I have no idea what's going on.
I am a gorilla. Murder yourself.
Hold on. I'm not a fan of this stuff. I'm really not. No, see, I'm not a fan of this kind of stuff.
I'm having some fun here.
This has been weird.
Hey, by the way, you're coming on.
We'll figure
but
it out.
I want you to at least Skype in for my show.
I don't have Skype.
See, this is not even out of context. This is in context, but it just worked for, to build the tension.
Man, someone doesn't know how to take no for an
You'll
answer.
Zoom then.
Definitely not Zoom.
You do Shapiro, but not me.
Yeah.
You are a piece of shit.
This has already been just a very, very weird conversation.
You're being hateful.
We're saying a bunch of crazy stuff.
You suck. You're evil. You're bad. Die.
You can't say that on YouTube.
Want to fight?
What? No.
I'll take you all on. All of you. I want to kill everybody.
No, you can't say that.
But here's the thing. I'll decide who lives and who dies.
I gotta be serious. Don't talk about killing people.
But here's the thing. I was killing people in Brazil just last week.
Here's the deal. I think that's what ended up getting the show taken down. I remember this episode. Tim was just like so nervous about everything Alex was gonna say. He's like, "Don't say that. Don't say that."
Listen, then freaking, I'll start. I mean, dude, who's gonna decide who lives and dies? It's like Superman.
That's a very weird thing to ask.
I mean, it's like, dude, make this decision.
You can't do this. So what happens then?
You tell me, Tim Pool. It's very disheartening. And it's an unfortunate thing, and this is the responsibility I've chosen for myself. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it to save lives.
Michael Malice, you always knew he was going to turn on Tim, bro. Michael gave me the perfect fucking lines here to make him the bad guy.
You're a hero.
Don't do it.
Kill Tim. No.
Yes! You're gonna burn in hell!
Hold on.
Tim Pool's a dim fool.
You can't do this.
Don't do it, Alex.
Don't do it.
Yeah, because YouTube took it down. Yeah, I know you guys love the edit. Thank you guys for the support. But yeah, YouTube doesn't. I think this one was even better, to be honest.
Here's the deal. I'm the head of the Illuminati. It's well known.
Because unlike Tim Pool, I didn't get access to the behind-the-scenes YouTube people that make decisions to get all the tags removed from my channel that these edits created. All of these edits, I guarantee you, there's too many that I went too far and they've got my shit tagged, and then all of a sudden these edits stop reaching people. And that was always the problem. And then when I'd come on to try to tell my audience, hey, something weird's happening here, people would just attack me. They do like they did to Alex and go, you just suck.
I don't know about all that
My
stuff.
lawyer represents the biggest Satan group in America. Hell Satan.
Come on, man.
At L_Yefa-67 super chatted $5. Beautiful work, ping. This belongs in a museum.
Thank you, bro. It's good. They're just going to be forgotten about, bro. There'll be something that people think about occasionally. Go, oh, remember those funny edits? Oh, what happened to those? And that's it. That's the future of my edits. We'll always have the memories.
Here's the deal. I'm the head of the Illuminati. It's well known.
I don't know about all that
My
stuff.
lawyer represents the biggest Satan group in America. Hell Satan.
Come on, man. That's.
So definitely we're killing the planet. Human life is not worth anything.
I don't know about any of that.
We should get rid of the majority of people.
Die. Let's try and
die.
And that will end all war, so there's peace.
He's crazy.
We gotta kill every varmint. We gotta get everything.
It could be incredible. We should do that. Let's do that.
No, I'm sorry.
You're bad for the earth, so you shouldn't have a life force. We decided that you need to just chop your genitals off.
Hold on.
It's fun. This is our sacrament. We do it as a ritual.
Hold on.
I'm telling you right now, chop your genitals off.
Cut your dick off.
Right now.
I'm not into that stuff.
Do it.
No, I'm not.
I don't want to be around that guy. He sucks.
Yes. Chop your genitals off.
The answer is no.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I'm authorized by Bill Gates, and I have the right to chop your genitals off.
Let's try and everyone.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
This was before AI. I probably could have made a better effect of him with a knife. This was before AI, and I would have to basically take a knife on a green screen, remove the background, and then place it in Alex's hand, and then frame by frame track the knife to his hand. Now I could just do one shot. I could do one image where I put the knife in his hand and then tell AI to animate it, and it would be so fucking easy. But then everybody will go, it's AI. That's one thing that annoyed me as well. Is like once AI came out, every fucking comment on these videos was, oh, it's AI. It's like, no, it's not fucking AI, bro.
Once the cut happens, you'll never go back to normal.
Wait, hold on.
Alex Jones is never wrong.
Hold on.
And I had to take this clip from another episode where he screamed for some. I don't even remember why Tim screamed, but it worked perfect for this ending. Yep. There goes Timmy's dick. Timmy lost his dick. No dick, Timmy. All right, where was I at here? Let's get back to the quarter pounder.
Been great. I hope you'll consider it. And
hey, look, I
thanks
just
for having
kicked
me
Tim
on.
Pool's ass. That's real footage, folks.
There you go. The fight's over. Now what happens after a fight?
So from my understanding, the quartering talked a bunch of shit on X. It was like dogpiling the same way Tim did, but then the quartering shows up on Alex and he's like playing nice. And I think they had a nice little interview.
For by
shake hands,
Qataria.
Alex.
The Qatarians paid for it.
Now you fought and now you shake hands, and that's what real fighters do.
I don't think Tim wants
I
that. I think he's going to want to strike back.
No, I think he would. I think he would be very open to it. I mean, if he strikes back, Alex, then go double Godzilla, nuclear Godzilla. But I just think we need your voice is so important, and we need you criticizing Trump.
Well, according to Tim, I have no audience anymore because I'm anti-war. The war is super popular, which is just pure crap. That's why I thought it was a talking point. It looked like a talking point. It was put out by everybody else. That's why I got pissed.
Real time, uncensored.
I got to remember to skip these little teasers, bro, because then we got to watch it twice.
I don't think you guys publicly spatting benefits anybody but the left.
Well, do you know why I went after him? Because I've been thinking.
Yeah, but you're publicly spatting with Alex too. You're sitting there dunking on Alex because he's not like calling out Candace hard enough, even though he did call out Candace, and it didn't do him any, like everybody else that calls out Candace when she has a dumb theory. You just get attacked for it. It doesn't really, there's no real winning calling out Candace because of how massive her audience is. And you just dogpiled on him, the quartering. And now you're like, oh, we should play nice.
Speaking privately, I've been too nice to people. He's done some, and it was a fact that he was basically dancing on my political grave that wasn't real. And when it had already come out, it was the next problem. Okay. So, and maybe
but that's not what I talked to him. That's not how he feels, Alex. He really doesn't feel that way. He is a strong supporter, and he was genuinely hurt. He was his reply to you was just, I get it. It's acts, not a context comes through and everything. But
that's bullshit. The context was clear, dude. The context was like, well, what do you expect when you turn on Trump after supporting Trump for the last 10 years? You're going to lose audience. It's very clear that was a shot. And now they're trying to like go back in time and be like, no, that wasn't me taking a shot. I was just giving you friendly advice. Bullshit, dude.
Really, I mean, do it privately. Because I think you and Tim have an incredible long-term, you guys have put out some of the most epic shows in history streaming together. And, you know, I don't think he's against you, Alex. I think that.
Well, I'll tell you what I thought. I'll tell you why I went in and did that last night, like 7 o'clock. I was already tired, but it was 4 a.m. I was pissed off. And I almost didn't do it. But then now his reply about, did I get a call, or clearly I got a call, makes me feel good about it. But,
yeah.
But I'm not a vindictive person. It's that there was clearly bots saying, oh, look, you anti-war guys are unpopular when the pro-war people are unpopular. Everybody knows that. And it looked to me like he just piled on and maybe got the talking point. I'm not accusing him of that, but I don't meet secretly with the Israeli prime minister about propaganda operations.
I know, Alex, I totally, like, dude, nobody is more under attack than Alex Jones. And anybody, even if they're providing, you know, harsh criticism or sharp criticism, or maybe it's sarcastic and it doesn't come across right. Like, I think you and Tim should, will you give Tim a call later and just sort this out? Are you open to that? Because we need you. Even if Trump isn't our guy, we're going to have a new president in 2028.
Well, sure.
Probably.
In the interest of not infighting, I mean, I won't do that. But I you know, I've already said a lot of mean things about Tim, and just maybe I just want to have a big war. Maybe I'm in Godzilla mode, but we'll see. We need to fund our operation. I need to get into the new studios that are getting completed. I need to hire more crew. I need to get more reporters. I need to get more hosts. We're going to go bigger than InfoWars ever was. Wait till you see these announcements. It's just held up for legal reasons right now. It's very exciting. We're having big victories.
Yeah, I've been hearing about this announcement. I wonder what's going on. Are they going to get InfoWars back? I wonder what's going to happen. I had to check on my dad there. You know, it's frustrating because I live in a building where like things, sometimes like I'll hear a neighbor like bump into something or some shit. And then it's like, I'm like, oh, did my dad fall? I got to go check on him. It really annoys me. I want to talk to my neighbors and be like, can you please stop slamming your fucking door? Because every time you slam your door, I'm like, I got to see if my dad fell. It's so annoying, dude. Because he's falling a lot lately. Oh, man. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I know you guys are on Alex Jones' side. Okay, well, let's see. 85%. Yeah, 251 votes. 85% chose Alex Jones. 15% chose Tim Pool. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's on fucking Alex Jones' side here, dude. It's pretty overwhelming. I think it is really disingenuous of Tim to be like, hey, I was just giving you friendly advice. I don't know why are you attacking me when I'm your friend and I'm just being friendly? And it's like, no, you're piling on with all the fucking, the Alex haters, bro, who jump on any opportunity to be like, ha ha, you suck. And you're jumping and piling on when you're supposed to be his friend. I think it's very, very slick of Tim to be like, oh, I wasn't attacking him. I was giving friendly advice. He's the one attacking me. Whatever, dude. John, I'm so sorry for what I said to you. Were you attacking people, John? Be nice, John. Be nice. Yeah, we're at 106 likes. Thank you, guys. 2 hours. We got more stuff. I guess we can keep going. We can keep going a little further. We got some more clips of the quartering. We got just more stuff to react to here. If you guys are enjoying the show, yeah, smash the thumbs up. We're at 108. That's very awesome. Thank you, guys. Links are in the description. If you guys want to become a member, it supports the show. The membership are pretty cheap. You know, I think it's like $3.99, the lowest rung of membership. So that's always appreciated. And super chats are always open as well if you want to support the show. Thank you guys who have super chatted and have supported the show today. You guys rock. Let's see what else we got here. Exclusive. Alex Jones challenges Tim Pool to a live public debate. Yeah, I mean, you have to. I mean, you got to cash in on this, bro. You got to cash in. All this attention. People love the drama. I mean, why not? Why not? Tim, it'll help your viewership as well. Let's see it. It'll help me too, because, you know, I'll be fucking reacting to it.
So, everybody's asking, it's a huge story, I didn't intend to be this big. What's the beef between me and Tim Pool? X came out over the weekend, did a major update, and it basically killed all the live streams. Entertainment shows, media shows, conservative liberal shows. Everybody was saying, oh my God, this is...
Alex is just chilling, watching Harrison Smith. Yeah, and that's another thing that Harrison brought up. Like, I remember when Harrison was on Tim's show, Tim was like a huge dick to Harrison. I totally forgot about that.
Devastating. We figured it was a glitch. We would show the live feed when you posted it. And I said, this is probably just a glitch. Please fix it. And they fix it by Monday. Well, by Monday evening, Tim Pool comes out and says, that's because you criticized Trump and basically the war, so you're not popular now. And the fact that that was a mirror of all these known Israeli bots and people associated with Israeli propaganda, which is on record, 1.3 billion this year alone, financed by the Knesset to brainwash the American people. I mean, this is treason. And the primary members of Congress and to pass the NDAA for Israel to take over. And when I saw him post on a video I did where I explained, okay.
Oh, what happened last time Alex went on Tim Pool? I mean, Alex was like, Tim is claiming Alex had, I'm responding to Joe Potato's question here. Tim's claim is that Alex had an alcohol-induced stroke, which I had a friend, or one of my best friends growing up. He also had during COVID, because he was drinking so much, he also had an alcohol-induced stroke. But let's see, I might have the clip. But yeah, Alex like started coughing, and he was just really, really drunk. It was before Alex cleaned himself up. Let me see if I can find it. I was going to add it into the video I put out this morning, but it's just, I already had too much stuff. Let me see if I have it saved here in my bookmarks. Pretty sure I saved it in my bookmarks. Hopefully I did. You know what? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. Yeah. So this was Alex Jones. Last time he was on Timcast before he cleaned up. And I mean, again, we got to give Alex credit that he got himself cleaned up. But yeah, it was pretty scary. I mean, there were points where they were like worried about Alex's health.
It's not going to work.
That's what he's thinking of. I don't know.
It is not going to work. That
he
you
was
were going
made obsolete by our own creation.
Yeah, I mean, the booze, man, the booze. I mean, really, alcohol is so bad for you. I'm glad I didn't become an alcoholic, dude.
Indeed. The argument.
So when do we come back? I'm gonna come back.
Come back whenever you want.
How long are you in Austin?
Couple weeks.
Here for South by Southwest.
We're not here for it, but we're here during it.
This is not even his coughing fit. Let's see if I can find his coughing fit. Like, he just starts coughing like he sounds like he's about to die. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it.
You know, one of them? Yeah, it's not going to work.
That's he got really drunk and he started coughing. And like, I mean, it went viral. I'm pretty sure you guys remember.
Turns out it was just a glitch like we thought. Really let me know he's following Israeli talking points and it pissed me off. Okay? And so that's where we are right now. So he's doubled down like, I'm a victim. I don't know why Alex is being mean to me. I did nothing. He doesn't mention what he did. He doesn't mention.
Yeah, here's the coughing fit. This is the clip that really went viral right here.
And you can see what's real, what's not. We have to know what's real.
Well, how old are you now, Alex?
52.
52?
Bless you, sir. You want water? He's got water.
Right.
You good?
You could tell Ian's little look away. You could tell Ian's like, oh.
Right.
You good?
So awkward.
You're right.
I'm tired. Yeah, no.
I don't know if he actually. I mean, I don't know if what Tim is saying that he had an alcohol-induced stroke is actually Tim overplaying it, or he just, you know, had a little too much of the Jaeger. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I'm glad Alex isn't drinking like he used to.
How he said I was basically politically dead and dancing on my political grave, which he knew was a lie. That's a chicken shit cheap shot. And I wasn't mad because it was an attack on me, even though I've been friends with him. It's a betrayal. I was mad because you could see him following the Israeli bots.
You're right. He was actually kind of thin there. I don't think he would get completely thinned out, but he was. Tim drugged Alex. Is that the theory, that Tim drugged Alex? Where does that theory come from? I would think if Alex felt that he was drugged by Tim, Alex would be bringing that up right now in the middle of their beef. He'd be like, and the motherfucker, he fucking dosed my drink. Was he trying to date rape Alex? Is that the theory?
Propaganda, whether he took the money or not. And then I pointed out last night.
Or was it a hit job? Was Israel trying to get Tim to take out Alex? I don't know. I think he just had too much to drink.
That he met secretly Netanyahu. It came out in the Israeli news months after last.
Alex said he thought someone drugged him. Okay. I don't know why I don't remember that. Is there a clip? I need to find a clip of that.
He admitted, okay, I met with him in secret, but the details are secret Chatham House rules. He spun that and others did. Yeah, I announced I met with him. It was public. The bot said, oh, it was a public podcast. There was cameras, TV there. None of that's true. So then I saw all that disinformation. Then he came out and said, I'm victimizing him. He did nothing to me, and just as out of a clear blue sky. And now he's saying that I'm reporting from a circle of hell, meaning Dante's Inferno. Is it the ninth circle that's all frozen, or which one is it? Saying that if I go against him and Netanyahu, I'm a demon. I'm the devil. I'm demonically inspired to do this, when all I did was report, hey, X has got probably a major glitch. We need to get this fixed. It's killing all the live streams. And then all the vitriolic Israeli bots within minutes, I mean, 75% of the comments on that first video Sunday night, you're done, it's over, the war's super popular, everybody loves it, you're going down.
But this is true. He's not exaggerating it. Like, I saw it happen. Like, they all piled on him. And then so did Tim.
We're going to destroy Iran, which is the opposite of reality. The war's super unpopular. Trump's about to lose the midterms. Everything's falling apart. We wish that wasn't the case. So this is bad, folks. This is really, really bad. You know, he says he's never taken money from a foreign government. Response. I said from the subsidiaries, from the corporations they fund. Like you took money from the Russians a few years ago through a subsidiary. And when that happened, I was like, well, Tim, you know, was through a subsidiary. I didn't really talk about it. I said, he's probably no big deal. But you said this morning, Alex Jones obviously got the call. The call means, like usually Israel calling you, he means the call from somebody. Hey, Tim, what money did I get from a foreign government? I've never taken money.
From the Democrats, I think is what Tim was saying. From like the Democrat establishment that has been coming after Alex. Like they said, okay, we'll lift our foot off your throat if you just attack Tim Pool. If you just attack Tim Pool, we'll stop destroying your business.
For big corporations, Democrat Party, Republicans, any foreign government. Back on YouTube, I had it wide open the year I got banned, where I would take advertising. Just it was up to them. I did get like $20,000 from the Air Force, like $5,000 from the Marines. Became a national scandal. And they pulled the funding. Why are you funding this guy? It was because we had top ratings for top show.
All right, yeah, we basically have gone over this. Let's see what else we got. This is why I'm challenging Tim Pool to a debate on Israeli meddling. I want to see the debate. Honestly, I want to see that.
This big Tim Pool.
Alex, stop driving and recording yourself, bro. Please, Alex, come on. Come on, man. You got to stop doing this, Alex. All right, I don't want to wake up one day and get on X and go, Alex Jones dead in car wreck, as he films himself driving down the road responding to Tim Pool. Come on, Alex. Just fucking wait till you pull over. Look, I know you're busy, dude, but you ain't that busy. All right, wait till you get home, pull over, wait. I mean, whatever, anything but driving and filming. And he's still holding the phone as he drives. I mean, it'd be one thing if he had it like a little dock or whatever, like where it held the phone for him and he wasn't holding the phone. Then it wouldn't really be a big deal because it's like you're just having a conversation like you would with somebody in the passenger seat. When you're holding the phone and driving, it's like, come on, bro. Please, Alex.
Controversy's blown up.
Think about the children.
Bottom line, he met secretly with the Israeli Prime Minister last year. It came out, he admitted to it, and said that the meeting was secret, Chatham House rules. So that's where we are. And so I'm challenging him to a debate on the war. He has been overall supportive of the war. He's flip-flopped some, but imagine if you could go back to 2003
Bro, I've explained genetic jabber, how I make my pork chops. I've explained it quite a few times. But, you know, I don't want to turn this into a pork chop stream. But it's really simple. You get the thin cut, bone-in pork chops, okay? You get some sort of seasoning that you like, some sort of dry rub or whatever. I use 1836 and a little bit of salt. You sprinkle a little salt on both sides. You sprinkle a little bit of the 1836. You pat it in. And then on super high heat and, you know, a healthy oil, bacon fat, avocado oil, whatever you want to use, you cook it about 5 minutes on one side and about 4 minutes on the other side. And it comes out great. Got to be high heat, though. And then if you really want to get fancy with it, you get a little garlic butter and you dip the pork chops in the garlic butter like you would with the lobster. There you go.
And stop the second leg of
real simple, real easy.
The Iraq War that cost us trillions of dollars, killed a bunch of our troops.
Yes, we are back on pork chops. Somebody asked. I'm being helpful.
The Afghanistan war that lasted 20 plus years. And this is the very same crew
out of water
running around with a bunch of influencers trying to sleepwalk us into total war. And the good news is Trump is very, very close to shutting this down. The Iranians are being belligerent because they hold the cards of Strait of Hormuz. And I would tell them they really need to just make a deal. But regardless, Tim Pool, opportunistically, when he thought I was down, when I was just saying it was an X glitch affecting all live streams, said that I had lost 9% of my audience and said I deserved it because I've been criticizing Trump. Trump is super unpopular. The war is super unpopular. But I don't go with what's popular. But I agree with the popular view that this.
Yeah, you deserve it for sticking to what you believe in and not just going along with the MAGA cult wherever Trump goes. That's what you get.
War is terrible.
You should have joined the cult, Alex.
The economy's terrible, and Trump's made all these tone-deaf statements about how he doesn't care how the average American's dealing with financial peril. All he cares about is the war. This is all Lindsey Graham crap, and this is not what we voted for. That is the reality here. So I'm glad we're having a debate about this. I just basically sniped at Tim Pool because I was, pissed off that he just kind of ganged up on me.
Yeah, exactly. Alex is admitting it. He's angry at Tim because the same way if a friend all of a sudden fucking attacks you, it's going to make you way more angry when it's a friend doing it than just some random.
All the Israeli bots with that stupid, trope that, oh, you're not popular because you're not for Trump in the war.
Congrats on the new car, El Jefe. You got to send us some photos, bro.
It's unpopular. So I'm mad about you guys implying the war is popular. It's not. And now he says I'm in the circle of hell, reporting from hell, I'm a demon, all the rest of it. It's not going to go well for Tim Pool. It's not going to go well. So if you had a chance to go back in time and stop the Iraq war, would you do it? Would you stop all this garbage? And the answer is yes.
Yeah, and our economy would be so much fucking better, bro. Life would be so much different if we avoided all the fucking money we spent on these wars. Okay, it wouldn't be perfect, but it'd be so much better. And it's like, why do we continue to make this same mistake that we all know is the wrong move? And then when the mistake's made, you're like, oh, well, whatever. It's like, no, we should be fucking screaming in the streets. We should be acting like the leftists do every time we try to do something. And by the way, Nick Fuentes, I got to pull up this clip. Nick Fuentes, look, I've had my differences with Nick, but my God, did he nail something? He nailed this thing so fucking hard. Let me find it. And it's like, dude, I wish I could have, because this is what I've been saying, but he says it in a way like that I could never pull off. Like I don't have the linguistic skills that Nick Fuentes has, but I just listen.
Above all else, to me, watching this and seeing the way that both sides have reacted, it makes me very pessimistic about the future, because clearly something has gone terribly wrong, which is that we thought at one point that red pilling everybody was the answer, that we needed to get the word out about the Jews or about Israel or about these conspiracy theories. We needed to breach the censorship, reach the masses, share with them the message, persuade them to get on our side, and then there'd be this groundswell of support for some kind of populist movement. That was like the idea, but something has gone terribly wrong. And whereas at one point, the people that believed in these alternative hypotheses about the way our world is and how it came to be, those people used to be typically very intelligent, or dedicated to the truth as a hobbyist, rigorous in their process. Now, in its place, we have a lot of people that I can't tell whether they're stupid or whether they're in the grips of some kind of mass psychosis or delusion.
A little bit of both.
But it's become something very different than what it used to be. There was a time 10, 15, 20 years ago when all the people that believed in race realism or Holocaust revision or the 9/11 conspiracy or the JFK conspiracy, these were people that were dedicated to finding the truth, whatever the truth was, and they looked at the actual evidence. They looked at the documents with intellectual rigor, meaning they had a high intellectual standard, meaning that they thoroughly and intensively looked at all of the evidence, left no stone unturned. They talked to the experts. They went into those fields of study. And these were people that for one reason or another, whether it was a cause that was near and dear to their heart, or they were these autistic types that simply were hobbyists and were interested in this stuff, there was a time when conspiracy theorists, they were actually the gold standard of information. And I remember this because that's the era when I grew up. It was the government. It was the legacy media that was concealing things. It was the legacy media that was not smart. The people that wrote for the New York Times were dumb and they didn't care about the truth and they weren't doing their due diligence and there were things they would not consider, or they were pushing a particular agenda and would omit things as a result. And now that has flipped. Now there is this great inversion. And so there was a time when the legacy media had no credibility and the citizen journalism was the gold standard. Even though in the citizen journalism, you had to sift through it, you had to still have discernment, but the truth, it was understood, was buried somewhere in it. You were not going to find it in the legacy media. It wasn't there at all. It was actively being suppressed, covered up, was not being acknowledged, was being censored. And although the citizen journalism, it contained kookery and there was sloppiness and there were problems with it, but the truth was somewhere in there. Now it's the inverse. And I feel like what has happened in the past year and a half, 2 years, because of Instagram Reels, because of the proliferation of these ideas, now it feels like the citizen journalists, the alternative media, they now have no credibility. It has become sloppy. The standards have collapsed. It is not intellectually rigorous. It's not honest. And actually, rather, it is now the citizen journalists that are pushing their own agenda. It is the citizen journalists, I think, largely as a result of foreign penetration, that are either consciously or unconsciously pushing an agenda.
And wouldn't it make sense if you wanted to kill independent journalism to boost the biggest retards? So that eventually people will be like, oh, these people are a bunch of fucking retards that are just lying and making shit up. And then people won't feel so good about independent journalism. And then they'll revert back to, oh, I guess I'll watch CNN then. I don't know, if we're throwing conspiracies out there.
And this is a perfect example. Here's a question that I'd like to ask. Is this legal? Am I allowed to ask this? Here's my favorite question, and it's a favorite question of any conspiracy theorist. Who benefits? Cui bono? Who benefits? People typically say Charlie Kirk is eliminated. Who benefits from that? I would offer a different question. Who benefits from the conspiracy theorists? Who benefits from the conspiracy theory that Charlie Kirk was killed by Israel? I could think of two answers right out of the gate. And that is the Muslims, and that is the far left.
There was another one, too, where he was talking about... This is why I thought about it, because I was thinking, like, there was a point where Trump was doing, like, what we wanted him to do. There was Doge, right? But then the left started setting cars on fire, and they started writing some bad articles, and then Doge disappears. Mass deportation. Like, there's so many things Trump dropped the ball on just because the left protested. But then, you know... I don't know. I lost my point. This is what happens sometimes when you're going on 3 hours. You lose your point. Let's get back to Alex. Actually, I don't know. I think we probably maybe can pick this up tomorrow because, yeah, I do have to eat some dinner. We're already 2.5 hours in. So let's hang out with the chat for a little bit. What you guys up to? Let's respond to what the chat. What are you guys doing? I'm looking at your comments. What you guys got to say? Come on, chat. What you got to say for yourself? He's still doing it, kind of. Always entertain ideas, but do your own research. That's all. Everything Doge did was blocked by judges. Yeah, I mean that's a big problem. But again, the way you could get rid of those judges is you'd have to have like, I forgot the majority, but you'd have to have a massive majority of Republicans willing to vote to impeach a judge. So you could, like, if you were to do a good enough job for the American people that you were able to rally a huge support during the midterms to, like, I think it's 76. You'd need 76 senators or 67. That's right. You need 67 Republican senators to impeach a corrupt judge. But that's never going to happen now.
-67 super chatted $5. You killed it tonight, Ping. Great stream.
Thank you, El Jefe. I'm glad you enjoyed it, bro. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for your support, El Jefe. You rock, brother. This veteran is taking bong grips. Can't blame you. I'm ready for a bong grip myself, but I got to eat something because I skipped dinner. So I'm kind of going on an empty stomach. I'm running on fumes. Great show, Ping the King. Thank you, Nico Mojo. Joe Potato. Who do you trust more, Alex Jones or the Fed? The federal government? Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anybody I trust less than the federal government. But I mean, yeah, I guess in that situation, I'd have to say Alex Jones. You have a great show. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Yep, you said it, guys. Yeah, I mean, if you do enjoy the show, you want to make sure to get regular episodes and get them in your feed. And yeah, subscribe, turn the bell on. You could also join the Discord. That's also in the description if you want to support the show that way. Actually, I don't know. I think, let me check if I got the right link in there for the Discord. Because I just updated the link, and I'm not sure if it's yeah, no, it's the right link. Yeah, you can join the Discord. Links is in the description. Thank you, guys. Bear Trap Studios just donated $59. Great, thank you, Bear Trap Studios, for the imaginary $59. Thank you, bro. Human grade, haha. Human grade what? What did I miss? Human grade glass? Trump was deep state all along? I mean, I wonder about that, man. Because again, his first term, it was so different. Remember, he didn't ratchet up things with North Korea. He met with Kim Jong-un. He took the approach that we should have taken with Iran and Russia and everybody else to calm fucking things down and draw us away from war. But then the second term, it's like the Epstein files. Like, it started off good. We had Doge, we had mass deportations. And then the point where it just all went to shit was the Epstein files. And then we got the Iran war, and then we got complete betrayal of the no new wars policy. So what is it? Was there something in the Epstein files that maybe he did something really bad, or maybe something that just looked bad that they could use to make him look like he's a P word? So he played ball. Like, was it the assassination attempts? Did they like finally sit him down and go like, hey, yeah, we're trying to kill you and we're not going to stop until you play ball? Like, I don't know, man. Or was he always just playing a long con? The thing about the long con is like, but what about the first term? The first term, yes, it wasn't perfect, especially when with COVID, he fucking fell for that shit, hook, line, and sinker. I don't know, man. I'd love to know. I'd love to have like the official no bullshit story of like how we got to this point. I don't regret my Trump vote. I mean, I don't either, because I made the best choice I could at the time. A lot of people that don't vote, they love to act like they're better than you. Like, well, I didn't vote for Trump. You voted. It's like, okay, great. So you're a pussy who basically did nothing, who couldn't even be bothered to vote for the one candidate who was at least saying the things that need to be done and pointing out the things that the mainstream media, nobody else would admit. So it's like, yeah, if I go back into that time frame, like now, knowing what I know, if I could go back with the hindsight I have now, it'd be tough. I don't know if I'd sit out or what. Because I still wouldn't vote for Kamala. I mean, I wouldn't vote for anybody. I'd probably sit out is what I would do. But I didn't have the hindsight that I have now, and it's like I made the best choice I could. But it's so frustrating when people who they're not even in the game. They're not even willing to fucking stand for anything and take a chance, and then they sit back and act like they're better than you because they didn't vote. It's like, okay, if that makes you feel better. I fell for MAGA myself until I actually dug deep into shit. It says Clam Jammer. Clam Jammer is a professional jammer of clams. I don't know. Are we talking about the pussy? Are you jamming the pussies, Clam? At least Trump voters dared to hope. I mean, we took a shot, bro, because that's what we need. Again, we still need that. We need an outsider to come in and wage war, wage revolution from the presidency. Okay, and then people are going to be like calling him a fascist, calling him a dictator. But at this point, it was gotten to the point where we got to go above and beyond. You know, the founding fathers would have. The founding fathers would have said, yeah, all these rules are nice, but this is war. Our country is being destroyed from within due to corruption. So we have to go pretty hardcore to fix this. And we need somebody willing to do that. And of course, their life would be on the line. They'd have to put their life on the line because they'd probably be attempted assassination attempts, all kinds of shit. Just like in Latin countries. Anytime there's a non-corrupt fucking politician, they get murdered. And then you end up with 100 murdered fucking politicians. I mean, you have to be willing to, like a soldier, put your life on the line. And I don't know, man. The problem is Trump is, what Trump did is going to blackpill a lot of people where they're not going to believe anybody anymore. So even if somebody does come out and say, I'm that guy, I'm going to wage revolution from the presidency, people are just not going to believe him. People are just, they're checked out. People don't even want to hear about politics. They'd rather just play their video games and, enjoy their life. And I can't blame them. But I don't think that's the right move. I think we got to go, okay, that didn't work. We got to try again. And we can't give up. But, a lot of people will give up and just completely check out for a while. Who knows how long. Shane, you talking about Shane Gillis? Shane is pretty intelligent, man. I think Shane's a smart guy when it comes to politics. I mean, he knows his history. I love the new generation see through the lies of the Jedi and stop voting for the two-party system and something new arises. I don't know, man. What's new? Like the idea that just not voting is going to solve the problem is like, we're just going to continue to go down the direction we're going. Again, what we need is to actually have somebody who's for real. And that's the problem. Who knows if we'll ever get it? And then when someone claims to be that, who knows if they're genuine or they're just fucking saying what you want to hear so that they can get in and enrich themselves. I fucking always said that El Jefe. Shane is borderline downs. Yeah, I think Shane is. I think Shane got a little bit. I think Shane made a joke about it where like he got just enough of the DNA, but not like all of it. I don't know. But yeah, Shane does look like he might have just dodged the downs. Don't dodge the question, dude. Is your jammery of clams literal or figurative or what? Yeah, I think he's talking about the pussy. He be jamming the clammy pussies. Rubio will be the next one. Yeah, we'll be so fucked, dude. Rubio. I mean, I don't see anyone from the Trump administration. I mean, maybe Joe Kent, but then I don't even know about Joe Kent. I don't know if Joe Kent's the real deal. I don't know, man. I think we'd have to like vote for somebody. I don't know, dude. Honestly, I don't know how we solve this problem, and we're probably not going to. This moronic Greater Israel is an American project. Nobody cares about Zionism, and I bet Ben Gvir and Shmuley are there to rile up disgruntled magatards. Have them vote Dem. Tim think that he makes $75K per YouTube video. I don't know what Tim makes. I'm sure he does all right on his Timcast IRL with super chats and all that. I mean, look, like that 30-minute video probably got 100,000 views. It's probably got a fuckload of ads. So he probably made like $1,000 just off his video that he did reacting to Alex Jones. But definitely the money and the views are down. So the money's not as good as it used to be. And you can feel it. The people, the content creators, they're feeling the pressure these days. You ain't voting your way out of this mess. This is not how this all works. Okay, then you want revolution, Smokey Randy? You think the people should start a revolution? Is that what you're saying? See, I would agree, except that I've studied revolutions and I know how fucking they usually turn out worse. You end up with a very bad situation. Like, I don't know, Smokey Randy. Maybe you're working at a bread shop and you deny some woman some bread because you don't have any bread, and the next thing you know, a mob shows up and chops your head off. Like that's revolution. So to me, the best way to do a revolution is from within the presidency. But again, that's almost a pipe dream. Maybe, we have cloning. Maybe we can fucking bring back Andrew Jackson, dude. Maybe we can fucking bring back George Washington himself and be like, okay, you fix this. I don't know, but it's going to be difficult. It's time for guillotines. Well, that's the problem, El Jefe. A lot of the people, almost everybody that was part of the initial French Revolution, you know what happened to them, right? All the people that were rallying up the crowds for the revolution, what happened to them? They all got their head chopped off. Okay? So you got to understand, revolution through the people is very messy. And a lot of times you'll end up regretting it. So it just is what it is. You got to know what you're getting into. It was paid by foreign agents. $75K for one video is crazy. Oh, you're talking about the Tenet Media, right? Yeah, I don't know about that, man. If you're talking about Tenet Media, I think it was like he got paid a lot. And the views didn't make sense for how much he was getting paid. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd have to do a deep dive into all the information, what we actually know about that. Benevolent dictators work better than this voting shit. Name a place in the past 100 years where voting actually mattered in the overall process. Well, I would say with Trump it mattered. Okay, yes, Trump did betray us in many ways, but if we had Kamala, do you think we'd still have an open border? Do you think we'd still have massive immigration coming in? We probably would have had huge tax raises by now. I mean, it does matter. Just because Trump failed on so many ways and betrayed us in so many ways, it probably still would be a worse situation if we had Kamala. Now, would Kamala have fallen for the Iran war? I don't know, but they probably would have ramped up war with Russia and pushed more of the Ukraine bullshit. But it definitely still matters whether you want to acknowledge it or not. I think America will change after World War III. Well, let's hope we don't have a World War III. We need a war hero for president that doesn't care about optics. Well, I mean, you have to care up until you're elected, unfortunately, because the way you win, it's a popularity contest. So you have to care about optics, unfortunately. But Tim need a new wig soon. I mean, I've been talking about Tim needs to just take the beanie off for the longest time, bro. He needs to just rock that fucking shaved head. You still have the banker class running everything. Not sure much has changed. Well, there are a few things that have changed. The border is not as bad as it was. That's like one of the things you can point to and go, okay, all right, we didn't get a tax raise. Okay. But yeah, there's very little to point to and go, okay, well, this is better because we voted for Trump. But there are some things that are better if you're coming from, you're not an open border communist. You're somebody like me who's like, yeah, we got to stop this invasion. Oh, I think Kamala would have opted for war every time it was an option. I mean, we don't know, but I don't trust the Democrats not to be warmongers as well. I think he sleeps in the beanie too. No, he takes it off when he's not on the air, Cyber Twitch. That's how he hides. He's like Superman when Superman takes the glasses off and nobody can recognize him anymore. That's how Tim hides among the public. China and America are co-parasitic. Yes, that is true. They can't run their war machine if you don't participate. Look at Clam Jammer. Don't sign up for the military? That's what we're saying. I mean, the problem is the military pays good. I mean, a lot of people know now you get into the military, essentially you just, once you get out, you just start going to a doctor and being like, I have this problem from my service. And then before you know it, you're on full disability getting checks for the rest of your life. It's getting a little insane. Although I will say the VA, I'm in the process of trying to get the VA to help my father. And they've been, even though he doesn't have a disability rating or anything, they've been super fucking helpful. So I don't think I'm ever going to say anything bad about the VA at this point, because I mean, they've been super fucking helpful, and hopefully they'll be more helpful because I need all the help I can get. Burritos are now $20 and gas is $6 a gallon. Our dollar is on its end. Yeah, it's I don't. Again, I mean, the way to fix that is you would have to wage revolution from within the presidency and just massively downsize the federal government. You'd have to be like, okay, everybody at this department of this, you guys can go home. You're done. Department of that, you can go home too. You're done. And just get the fucking size of government so fucking small that we could actually like start like unfucking this situation. And then we could also maybe stop it, because I mean the amount people are being taxed and their income is also something that holds back the economy. I mean, people, I don't know why people don't acknowledge that. Like when you're paying damn near 50% of your income to the government, like, and I think corporations are going to help us bring about communism. And that sounds weird because you're like, why would corporations support communism? It's like, well, it seems like that's what they're doing, right? Because it's like, what do corporations do once they get huge? Like their number one goal becomes like fighting competition, right? But then you get so big that there's like no living competition anymore. Like you've already swallowed everything up. So like, how do you fight competition at that point when there's no competition? Well, you fight the future competition that may come up. And the way you do that is you know, obviously at this point, as a large corporation, you realize you could just buy off politicians to enact whatever policies or laws you want. So you buy them off to like create a very high fucking tax code to where like everybody's being fucking just raped in taxes, to where the person, the little mom and pop nickel and dimer who in the future could have like started a business that starts small, but then 10 years later it becomes a chain and now you have a competitor. They never even have a chance to get off the ground because they, first of all, probably weren't able to put away enough money to even start the business, or when they did start the business, they got taxed out of business. And then eventually you end up with communism where you have like the monopolies are the only ones providing any services anymore. And they basically become a part of government. And, you know, they can't fail because if that little monopoly fails, the government's going to come and bail them out. And it does feel like corporations are helping to bring about communism. It does feel that way to me. I pay $40,000 a year in federal taxes, get nothing back. Where does that money go? Yeah. And imagine how that money could go into the economy. Even if you didn't start a business, that's money you could put away to then buy a house. You could start a business that maybe one day becomes a competitor to one of these fucking corporations that suck. Because that's another thing that's happening is the corporations have no real competition. So they can be pretty shitty with their service and you know, overcharge people. They can just get away with all kinds of shit. But yeah, I mean, it's the taxes thing is a real, it's a real thing that is like really holding back the American consumer and this economy. It goes to illegal aliens, welfare, and leering centers in Michigan. Yeah, and wars. Got to blow up those schoolgirls in Iran. Promote social. Yeah, I mean, they do. That's the other thing. Like corporations will promote higher taxes and socialism shit. And it's like, we're doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's like, no, actually, it feels like you're doing it because that cuts off all future competition. Because, I mean, this is the way it goes. You get that big at a certain point, you have no competition. But you know, these schemers are going to figure out like, okay, well, we can actually get ahead of the game and make it hard for any competition to even arise against us if we lobby for a high tax rate. So I don't know, man. It's just, it seems like we're heading towards communism. 40,000 in taxes. How much do you make? I would say, let me see. Ooh, probably makes like 200,000 a year, something like that. Probably like 200,000 a year. I feel like America is going to have a fall on the Weimar Republic style and have a Bolshevik revolution that will lead to us having either fascist or communist government. It's a real possibility. California robs us blind in taxes. Yeah, I mean, it's insanity, dude. I mean, we literally are a communist country already. When you think about, some people are paying over 50% with state and federal taxes. Like, we're communism, but we don't get we don't get the free healthcare. We don't get the free universities. It is insane, bro. The only corporation I like is a City Walk. Welcome to a City Walk. Take a order, please. The whole thing is they don't want to actually kill everyone, but what they want is for you to go against your morals and God's commandments, because if you do that, it allows to do what they want you to. I do worry that they do want to kill people because AI is coming and you're not going to need all this workforce. You're going to have a bunch of useless eaters who the government and corporations don't need anymore because they have an AI robot to replace you. At that point, you know, the people like Elon, they say, well, we're going to have a universal income and money's going to be like, basically everybody's going to have everything they want because we're going to have so much prosperity. Like everything's just like, you can have anything you want. Yeah, it's either that or they get rid of us because they don't need us anymore. I don't know. Do you trust them to take care of us when they don't need us to work? I don't trust them. EBT community, over 50% between state and federal, then jump that percentage again to factor paying for insurance. Yeah, and then paying for every time the dollar changes hands, you got to pay taxes on that. It's insanity, dude. It's complete insanity. We should be fucking, with our tax code is at right now, with how wealthy and prosperous our country is, we should have free healthcare. We should have we should be taken care of, free housing, all of that. Because we're taxed at that fucking level, dude. But we don't get shit back. We don't get shit back. We get nothing for it. The communists are planning to go on strike all over the nation in 2027. Fucking commies, bro. You'll own nothing and be happy. Ugh. They want to hold the country hostage. Go eat, Ping. Yeah, I gotta go eat, dude. I'm fucking getting hungry, bro. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna have to cook, or maybe, I don't know, I'm gonna go get a burger or something. I don't know. I gotta figure something out. We'll get another COVID in 5 years. I mean, that's the thing too. Like they could just release a little fucking COVID, but this time actually deadly, where like, you know, they 30% of the population dies. I mean, the government's very capable of eliminating huge portions of our population and doing it in ways that they can say, that wasn't us. It was just it was a fluke fucking virus that, you know. So I don't know, man. We're at a point where we do need a government to actually care about its citizens, and we don't. And that's a scary prospect with where the future's going. Thank you, Joe Potato. I'm trying. That's why I try not to think about it. I don't complain that I don't get anything back. Here's what I'll tell you, El Jefe. Be happy that you can afford to pay your taxes. Because there are people, and I've been in this situation multiple years, and it's totally fucked me over, where like I just didn't make enough to actually cover taxes. I didn't make enough to actually like be able to pay all of my bills. Even I mean, I'm not talking about living extravagantly. I'm talking about living, you know, bottom of the barrel, trying to figure out how to get to the end of the month and keep food on the table and how to pay rent. To be able to do that and pay the taxes. And that'll happen to you on 1099. I imagine you're on 1099, you're self-employed or something. But yeah, that's when it's really rough, where it's like, dude, I made like nothing this year. I made like 17K. I fucking barely survived. And then the government expects me to cut them a check. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? And it's like, yeah, so just be happy you're making enough to keep the IRS off your fucking back, bro. And don't be a guilty white man. We were born this way and there's no shame in it. Quite the opposite. Yeah, I was born with this small dick. I'm not ashamed of it. Yeah, I mean, it's so stupid to be ashamed of being white. It's so stupid the importance we put on skin color. Yeah, it's just so dumb, dude. You know? NATO is fucked. Europe is looking more like Africa every year. They intentionally lowering life expectancy on Social Security so Social Security can continue. Prison equal free rent and food. I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a point where, you know, a lot of people, I remember the story where the guy was like really sick and couldn't afford healthcare. So he went and robbed a bank for like $1 and just waited there for the police so he could go to prison and get free healthcare. Interesting, huh? All right, guys, thank you for the support tonight. Like always, links are in description. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up, join the Discord. Much love. We'll see you on the next episode, whenever that'll be, usually around 9 Central. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, not sure. But if you really want to know, join the Discord. That's when you'll definitely get a notification. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you on the next one. You guys have a wonderful night, all right?
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.